easy to enjoy. Tyler's got our trash again today, not just on Thursdays this week. That's 4 downs, Jim.
That's 4 downs, yeah.
Anyway, trash, what's happening, Tyler?
Well, what's happening is I completely forgot to print trash, so I need to pull it up real quick.
That sounds familiar.
I was about to say.
That's a Lance move if I've ever seen one. That's happened before.
Oh, yeah. It's happened
16 years.
times.
That's happened once or twice to Lance.
Let me find it. Here it is. All right. So a man was recently awarded $12,500 from Google after the Google Street View camera caught him naked in his yard.
Wait a second. If he's in his yard naked, that's his problem.
Well, he was behind a dividing wall that was about 7 feet tall.
Oh, that's different now.
Yeah. And so his argument is, I'm behind the privacy wall. I built it for privacy so people aren't just looking into my yard.
That's right. I mean, if I've got friends who have a pool and they have a very tall fence because, sometimes you don't want tan line with the dresses you're wearing, right? And they expect the ability to lay out in their own backyard with a tall privacy fence and neighbors not close by and don't expect to be seen. They don't want the dress lines, the tan lines. So, I mean, if there's a privacy wall, I can understand. Didn't seem like a lot of money, but I can understand why.
That's what I was about to say. How did they land on $12,500?
I'm not sure how they came up with that number, but the issue was not only did they take a picture of him naked, they didn't bother blurring any of it.
Yeah.
So judges were saying that he walked around in inappropriate conditions in the garden of his home, and Google said the fence isn't high enough. But then another court overruled it and said he's behind a fence, and Google had all of the opportunities at their disposal to blur this, to protect his privacy, and they just chose not to.
Yeah, there's technology to just wipe him out of the scene altogether.
Right.
Yeah, and there's been plenty of cases where faces and images have been blurred on Google Street View. And this wasn't. So this led to a bunch of ridicule and mockery at work for this guy, and he finally got $12,000 out of it.
So it was a cold day. $12,500
He was in the pool.
Doesn't seem enough, to be honest with you.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. I
mean, for emotional distress.
I mean, I should have called Alexander Shunnarah. I would have got any more money, I promise you.
Yep. And then next up in a place a little bit closer to us in North Carolina.
Oh, I'll tell you what happened right here.
Oh, yeah?
Okay. Lightning strike.
You're correct.
Oh, look at this.
This guy was streaming on Twitch, like we often do, when he got struck by lightning inside his house. Yep. He streams under the name Crispy Mate. His name's Christian Howard, and he was just about to end the live stream and say goodbye when this happened. This is him getting shocked. The lightning traveled all the way up his earbuds, and he said he could feel it. He says, "Bro, I just got struck by lightning. I felt lightning go through my earbuds." The earbuds were partially made out of metal, and that's what caused that. And he described what it felt like when he got struck, saying, if you were to take a gum strip gag toy and just pull it, and you get that little zap. I got both those sensations.
Large place. Find all your favorite people and content in the same spot. NextRoundLive.com is full of wonderful tidbits about the show you know and love. Find our gear, listen to your favorite personalities, follow our socials, and enjoy your trip to NextRoundLive.com.
If you're looking to expand business and inform the Next Round audience about your exciting brand, contact us. Send an email to sales@nextroundlive.com to be a part of the team and advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential customers on our ever-expanding platform. Join our existing partners in the fastest-growing media space, both live and on demand, and reach the most desirable audience for your business. Get information and more by emailing sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to take your business to the next level with the next round. Do you need some refreshed college wear to represent your team this year? Shop Roback's Game Day collection that includes both Alabama and Auburn. From quarter zips to hoodies, Roback has it all. Get 20% off on us using code TNR20 at roback.com.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light. is on now.
Here we go on a Thursday, and we've got tackle football happening tonight.
Yes, Big Play Dre is taking the field for the Chargers.
Chargers and Lions tonight. Terrion Arnold tweeting last night. We're playing football, tackle football tomorrow night. I texted Terrion. I was like, hey, if you're laying around the hotel, want to jump on with us and talk to the boys in Birmingham, be glad to hop on with us. And Terrion said, we're a little busy. Got a little team meeting stuff going on. But it was nice of him to text back.
Do you think he's playing?
I don't think he's going to play. I don't think he's going to play, but we'll see. It is on NBC and Peacock tonight, lanceslock.com. If you'd like to get a play on that game tonight, lanceslock.com. The guys are off, a little vacation time, as we said all week, much deserved, and they're getting batteries juiced back up, fully charged for the football grind that starts on Monday with camps opening up. We'll check in Auburn and Tuscaloosa coming up throughout the show as Alabama and Auburn are back out there. In fact, Emily Grace will join us from Tuscaloosa. So she's been in Tuscaloosa, Auburn, back to Tuscaloosa today. EG on campus joins us at 10:30, right in the middle of the show today. She's out on the field. Alabama's on the field right now. She's at the viewing period as we speak. I tried to convince her to, just sort of log in live and hold the phone down here, but violation of so many rules, and she's a rule follower, so she did not do that.
I don't think they would appreciate that.
They would not. Brandon Marcello joins the show to start hour number 2 in 1 hour. He'll be with us to he did a thing yesterday that's interesting. He has several coaches that have fire me or extend me schedules. If it goes bad, I'll get fired, but if it goes good, you got to give me a lot of money. So we'll talk to Marcello about that. And then Kyle Rush from thebarnauburn.com in the final hour and what went on yesterday at Auburn. But I have a couple of videos, never seen before videos in this opening segment. Okay, so we got a couple of things we'll get to in this opening segment. And but I mentioned lanceslock.com. I do want to remind you, football tonight. Get signed up at lanceslock.com. Before football season gets started, and you can get a free play every day at lanceslock.com, and then he's got all the other plays as well. It's great service during football season. Has a play tonight on Chargers and Lions at 7 o'clock. It's always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services, the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of its plumbing, heating, and cooling issues. HempHillServices.com. 24 hours, 7 days a week emergency service as well. Heating, cooling, and plumbing services with Hemp Hill, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com. Do you get packages delivered to your house ever?
Yes. I actually a lot more recently because my roommate actually works in medical sales, and so she's having to ship out and receive a lot of the things that she's transferring. I get a lot of packages. Her work requires a lot of packages to be delivered, a lot of very large packages. So, do
you have the Ring doorbell?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah, safety.
See, I don't at my house, but we get a lot of packages. Tyler, do you have a Ring doorbell?
I don't, but I should get one. I've got some sketchy neighbors, and it would also be a good alarm if there's raccoons outside.
Oh, no.
My place is infested. We call my place Raccoon City.
I'm really sorry, Tyler, about that. That's not great at all.
Chat room, let me know if you've got Ring doorbells or what, but we know Scott Forster has a Ring doorbell because of what happened this isn't like yesterday, last week. This is less than 1 hour ago at Forster's house. Let's watch it and get Forster's reaction. What?
No.
What?
Lazy.
What?
Forrester, I am so... What?
How about that?
Forster.
That's customer service.
First of all, great looking lawn. Great
Hey,
job
thanks.
by you.
It gets cut every now and then.
I mean, you do not have a long staircase. Do they know what's in these packages?
I don't know. I don't even know what's in that package.
I know.
As many things come to our house.
Okay, but let's say it's insulin, and you have a kid or a wife that needs the insulin, and it's vials of insulin in there, and it could have just cracked.
It could have.
Yeah. What if it's
It's not insulin, but
Well, I know, I'm
but
just
the
saying.
driver doesn't know that.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe they do. I don't know, but
Also, I feel like it's a very common thing to have these types of doorbells or security cameras outside your house. That is just so ballsy.
That's what
to
I'm
chunk
thinking.
that
I mean,
up there.
probably the majority of the houses in our neighborhood have doorbell cameras.
Oh my gosh! If you saw it live, you should have started yelling at her.
yeah, I mean that's like today. That's hours ago.
Yeah, that was 7:54 a.m.
Yeah.
That's awful.
I should start delivering food like that. Like, here's your burritos.
Hey, my son gets a lot of DoorDash and stuff, and sometimes when he opens the bag, it feels like they've done that, by the way. A short little toss, and that burrito bowl is all over the place. I'm like, one more time, just for the people in the back. One more time.
I can't believe that.
I think that's about maybe 6 or 7 stairs that she opted not to walk up there.
Now, not in my America, by the way. That's not the way. That's the American work ethic that I believe in.
No.
But just with that one more time, and then I want you, as you watch this, where do you put her in the SEC quarterback rankings going into the year? Pretty good arm right there.
Looks like more like a middle infielder, making the turn into double play.
Yeah, nothing on Montana Fouts right there.
See, and what I've heard from Amazon drivers is this is actually this is pro right here. This is a pro move. You're saving time. You're more efficient this way.
Okay.
Or you just jog
Yeah.
on the jog.
That's what I would do to not break anything, but I don't know. Amazon drivers are different. They pee in bottles.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they work like 15-hour shifts.
So they have to just to stay going and get their deliveries done.
Yeah, and you'll get deactivated if you don't complete a certain amount of deliveries or you're taking too long. So they eat in the car, use the restroom in the car.
Oh
my
gosh.
son tells me that now he's anti-establishment, but he is anti Amazon, of course, unless he wants something delivered to him, and then he buys it on Amazon and gets it delivered to him. I'm always trying to tell him, son, you can't make a point and then use the service. You can't complain about it and then use the service. But, he is what he is. He's 20. One more piece of video before we get going into the sports side of this today. Don't put it up yet, Tyler. Running through, I try to go back and delete because let's just see how many pictures and videos I have today on my phone. And I got the maximum number possible as far as not getting, it's set up where I don't have storage problems yet, but I'm always amazed at how many photos and stuff I have. Right now, 13,786 videos and graphics that you may have sent me or something. And that's me going back when I can, trying to delete stuff. So I was going through it, doing a deleting last night, and I came across a video that has never, I don't even know if the back room ever saw it. We never put it on the air. We never put it out on social media. You were involved. Do you remember what it was?
No. I feel a little uneasy about it, though.
We got these 2 helmets sent to us. Was it last summer or 2 summers ago?
I know exactly what this is.
Now.
Yeah. So we got 2 helmets sent to us. Brown's friend works for Sporting the helmet distributor, whatever the helmets were, and they mocked us up 2 game logos. They sit over on our Lego chair, and that's where they stay here. And we take them on the road with us sometimes, like the Rabbit Hole in Tuscaloosa when we're doing events for Bud Light. And they sit on our set and desk, and we use them occasionally. Well, when they came in, E.G. and Taylor decided to put them on. And so this is the way it went down. Sound up, please. Let's go.
Headbutt. Just do a quick headbutt. See.
Okay.
Headbutt. Just do a quick headbutt.
Yeah.
Brown.
So Taylor went in with targeting on EG there. They put the helmets on and they were wearing them and they were doing how heavy it was. And then Brown's like, y'all just do one quick headbutt. And Taylor gets 15 yards.
Yeah. I didn't realize, I guess, how quickly I was moving. Or I don't know. But yeah, that was not how it was intended to go. EG's probably still feeling the the pain from that one.
Both of them elite high school athletes. And then they put the helmets on, and that athletic blood rush just gets into them. One more time here for the people in the back on this one.
I'm so sorry.
Headbutt. Just do a quick headbutt. See.
But it doesn't look like I'm moving that far. The sound is so loud, though. See where I was going.
That is targeting.
I couldn't see where I was going. Yeah, not great. I thought that I had to look.
With the tag, Taylor has to miss the next show now. She's suspended for a game. That is the absolute angle that the SEC officials will show that, okay, this is targeting. You lowered your head, you can't see what you're hitting.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
Go through your phones occasionally and see the old videos that you have out there and just relive some memories. All right, to the football stuff that's going on and other things that are happening in the sports world. Brandon Marcello in 1 hour show being brought to you by the great folks at Bojangles. 7 sauces that will definitely add a little extra flavor to every bite you get for lunch or dinner today. From sweet to heat, nothing pairs better with Bojangles hand-breaded tenders, honey mustard, barbecue, creamy buffalo, peach honey pepper, house-made ranch. I texted Taylor the other night. I said, "You've ruined me on this ranch." I forget what I was dipping in ranch, but I used to never eat ranch, and now it's always there. Hand-breaded tenders with your favorite sauce. It's Bo time. Our friends at Bojangles there. All right, Tyler, give me cut number. Let's go 10. Cut number 10 is next. Hugh Freeze is catching a lot of heat from other SEC coaches about everything. It's like he's the punchline now, and I think Hugh knows that everybody's doing it in fun, but there has been a long list of tweets from Lane Kiffin this year. Here's Hugh Freeze yesterday, just the snippet that opened the door for our Lane Kiffin tweet again. Just in case you missed it yesterday, here's Hugh.
There's no doubt you need length and girth in this league up front.
And then that gets to Lane Kiffin, who jumps on Twitter yesterday after seeing that, and he posts this. He throws up the old retweet of that soundbite and, of course, the laughing emoji. That's what Kiffin does out there on Twitter last night, is he takes a shot at Hugh Freeze. Lane Kiffin does the old face palm in the face there, laughing emojis too. So
he never misses a comment like this, no matter who it comes from, but especially Hugh Freeze.
But do you think, because I got another coach here that admits that he and another SEC coach were sort of laughing at Hugh behind his back here. You think Hugh understands that they're doing this in fun, or do you think he really is, like right now, the butt of the joke?
Well, my question is, because I think it starts a lot of the time, or I don't know if starts is the right word, but what we see the most is it's between he and Lane Kiffin. That's the most frequent occurrence that we see, right? And Lane was asked about it in Atlanta at Media Days, and he said, y'all are taking this out of context. He's my good friend, and it's all a joke. Y'all don't know the backstory.
Right.
And maybe that's true. And maybe they are, texting on the side, haha, whatever. But I wonder what their relationship really is like. Because then I think that would answer your question. Because if they are great friends and they joke around with each other, then he probably doesn't care. But if there is animosity and they aren't, as close as Lane made them out to be.
Like Lance and Brownie bust my butt on the show all the time. Right. I'm the butt of a lot of jokes on the show, and it comes with good spirit usually. Y'all make fun of me. Everybody that's here at work today makes fun of me and my emotions sometimes. It depends on the backstory. Here's Shane Beamer. Birdies for Beamer charity golf tournament. And Beamer, it doesn't say Hugh's name, but he brings the fact that he and Kirby Smart was talking behind Hugh's back. Here we go.
What was your lowest round of the summer?
See, I get in trouble. There's another coach that's gotten in trouble in this league, and I saw Kirby on vacation. He asked if I was playing golf, and I said, yeah. He's like, whatever you do, don't post your score, man.
I mean, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
He was not the smartest for doing that.
He wasn't. I don't think it has bothered him, though, has it? He keeps rolling along.
No. I mean, he said, I don't have to defend myself. And then when Tyler Siskey was on the other day, he said, you know, this is not new for Hugh Freeze. He didn't start playing golf in 2025. This isn't new. And he's also not the only one. But the difference is he's probably the only one that's posting his scores on a public website. I don't know. What is it? Database? Website?
Yeah.
I don't go on there.
It's an app that you use to actually keep up with your handicap. If you play in tournaments, you need an official handicap, and that's how you get it from the USGA, the GIN app there. I mean, look at mine all the time. I post every one of my scores. Siskey's interview was good. He tells a great Saban and Alabama assistant story when he was there in Tuscaloosa about golfing as well. You can get that wherever you get our podcast, Spotify, on our YouTube channels, on our own app. Right now, working through some issues on Apple. Some of you have got it figured out. Some others, go get that podcasted wherever you get that. Tyler Siskey from earlier in the week, and a lot of other great guests, including Brandon Marcello coming up tomorrow on the show. Corey Reamer, Alabama great, will be on the show. Tom Hart on the show tomorrow. Nick Kelly on the show tomorrow. But a full show ahead. Let's talk about camps that are going on. Alabama. Can you get me the Aaron Suttles tweet, Forrester? A little behind the scenes. This is where the players leave the locker room and head out to practice. And new signage right there by the door.
Yeah, it looks good.
Retro Alabama logo from my childhood. The old elephant running through the A. It's time, Aaron Suttles says. Now, is he talking about his practice time? Or is he talking about we're about to see that logo a little bit more on Alabama's branding and uniform, a little bit of both?
Oh, you think this is cryptic?
I sent out what ended up being a very popular thought last night with Alabama fans. And I'm not always loved by Alabama fans, even though.
Oh, did you bring your hat? Wardrobe change.
Even though I've got my spend my dollar hat. Not always popular with Alabama fans. But I believe that logo that was sent out by Aaron Suttles would look pretty dang good in the middle of the field.
Do you think they would do that, though? Because of the tradition. You know, that would be, I don't know if a bold move is the right way to phrase it, but I feel like for Alabama, they don't do a ton of stuff like that. You know, there are schools that will wear 15 different uniforms and have, you know, throwback jerseys with a retro logo and stuff. But how often, I feel like Alabama doesn't participate in that stuff that much because it is, you know, the tradition. And
yeah, show me the chat room, because I want to see what Alabama fans think about the Andrew says basketball unis were a good test case. They look fantastic.
Yeah, I've always associated that logo more with basketball than football.
Oh, yeah, they did do the throwback basketball uniforms for the past couple years. But football, I mean, when's the last time they did something like that?
I don't know if that's ever been. Help me out, Bama fans. I don't think that's ever been on an Alabama field. I don't think it's ever been. It's never been in the midfield, because Alabama never had anything midfield until they put the A in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
It never, ever, ever. I'm trying to think in my head. Alabama never had anything midfield until Malmore put the script A in the middle of the field. And I think Alabama fans help me. It was a script A to start with, just floating out there. And because it's slanted, it never looked good. And then they put the circle around it, which centers it up a little bit.
I do like the gear that fans wear. You see, someone, I can't remember who said it.
Yeah, going by really fast in the chat room, yeah.
Someone said that all the stuff they've been buying recently has had that logo on it that Aaron Suttles posted. And I think it looks good. Yeah. I think it looks good. I just wonder if they would change it.
Listen, middle of the field, everybody in the chat room, some saying that's too much going on for the middle of the field. It may be. It's never been on the field before. And people are like, don't change the uniforms. Nobody's thinking about changing the uniforms. You don't do that in Tuscaloosa. But I do like the use of that logo more.
And I feel like they've started printing it more on stuff recently, or is that just me noticing it more?
I think it's probably the most popular gear that Alabama sells right now is that logo.
And someone else also said, which I'm sorry, I'm losing track of who said what, but that Nate Oates, whoever said that they felt like Nate Oates was the one that kind of revitalized it. And he does. I mean, think about his press conferences after practice and whatnot. Every time that he's seen on camera other than game days when he's not wearing, a sweatshirt, I feel like he is wearing a lot of stuff with that, I guess, do they call that their retro logo on there?
That's the retro logo is what I would call it. Yeah, the retro.
But I feel like he wears it a lot.
Yeah. Charles, one of our great female listeners, it was definitely the logo when I was at Alabama. Oh, it was. It was the logo of my childhood. Coach, it's the script A is technically Coach Bryant's A. It's what he had on his hat back in the 60s, I think. And he would wear that hat at practice. And then this is the classic logo that Nate Oates brought back on the basketball uniforms, which is just a good look.
Yeah.
That's a right sale game, too, by the way. Look forward to seeing him this year.
Yeah, finally, that kid has been through the ringer with injuries.
A couple of injuries. This will be a fun year to see him healthy, hopefully, for 30, 35, 40 games. I don't know. I hope maybe some signage in the stadium.
So did the Twitterverse agree with you?
A lot of people want to see it more. It was about 50-50 on wanting to see it on the field or not.
But everyone likes it, I think.
Yeah.
As long as they don't go back to like the early 2000s, like real angry looking elephant.
Oh, with no shoulders. Brown calls it the no shoulders elephant. Worst logo of all time, and it pops up in the EA Sports video game. It is used on like the one main screen, and they should burn it. It should not exist.
Yeah, that logo should be scrubbed from the internet. There should be no evidence of that ever existing.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday when Suttles sent that out, and it is the gear. I think I have one golf shirt with that on it, black with that logo on it, and I think I did a Yay Alabama event, and that's what they wanted me to wear, so they gave it to me. It was fantastic. That logo right there, Forrester, you make me sick that you even have that to pull up.
You're welcome.
Worst Alabama logo of all time. ESPN drops it still every now and then.
Yeah.
Shouldn't exist. That logo shouldn't exist.
What do you hate about it so much?
Alabama sucked. That's what I hate about it.
So you don't hate the logo, you hate the teams that played wearing that logo.
Yeah, when that logo was being used, Alabama wasn't good.
Okay.
There's also just no sense of anatomy with the logo.
Yeah.
Like you said, the shoulders are gone.
Yeah.
He's just like squatting. Yeah. His head is disproportionate to what would be his body.
Yeah, like I have no problem with the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the rest of it that makes it even worse.
Yeah. The problem is the body and the fact that the team sucked. Yeah. The win-loss record. All right. Well, we'll go to Auburn camp. One Auburn takeaway from their camp yesterday. And then E.G. joins us in about an hour from Tuscaloosa. She's watching practice happen as we speak right now. Our friends at Breakline, if you're out at a practice, maybe you got kids playing youth football, or you're out watching high school football practices or things like that, Breakline is there to help you out with the sunglasses. Maybe you got a golf outing today. Maybe you're going fishing. Maybe you're at the beach this weekend. Maybe you're at the lake this weekend. It's time to look great with Breakline. Great-looking sunglasses that are light and durable. The lenses are made of molded, polarized Trivex lenses. That makes them unbeatable. See them for yourselves at Deep South Outfitters here locally near our studio, or anywhere in the world online. You can pick them up. BreaklineOptics.com. BreaklineOptics.com. Fantastic folks like right there. I'm wondering for you, as an Auburn grad, as you get ready for this season, are you at all concerned after the great years Jarquez Hunter put up about the Auburn running game going into the season? Where are you on the Auburn running back room and your feelings of this upcoming season?
I have mixed feelings because Jarquez was just a trusty player. You could put the ball in his hands and you knew what you were going to get from him. But I've heard a lot of people talk this offseason about how Jarquez was great, and no one's disagreeing with that. But he was more so, I'm going to run you over or jump over your head. And he wasn't super agile moving side to side. So laterally, the guys that are on the roster now are a little bit more agile. So I think people were wondering if that would fit better in this offense. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I think the offensive line's better, which, should at times help the running game. But I think where the concern comes in is they don't have a ton of reps. That's something that Hugh Freeze brought up because of Jarquez Hunter's stamina. That took touches away from Jeremiah Cobb and Damari Austin, who we didn't see a ton of.
That's right.
But he has been, singing their praises all offseason, saying, I don't think these guys get enough credit for how good they are because of their lack of touches. We haven't been able to see a ton of them. Now, they bring in the transfer, Darrell Robinson, and he had a foot injury. He's, I think, close to being healthy, but he's still limited at practice. And then we found out yesterday that Jeremiah Cobb broke a finger and is in a cast. So he's also limited. So that's not great. I think that once the guys get healthy, they should be okay. I think that Auburn's running game should be okay. Neither of them are, three of them are Jarquez Hunter, but I think that we can have a productive run game. It's just going to take time for them to get acclimated since they haven't played a ton over the past few seasons.
Alston had a chance to talk yesterday. Damari did, and he gets asked about his bigger role. And first off, take off the shirt and let's flex a little bit, and then talk a little bit about that Auburn running game.
With Jarquez gone, obviously you're one of the main backs, going to shoulder the load offensively in the run game. How much are you looking forward to the opportunity to be a bell cow?
Hey, man. It was worth the wait, and I'm excited to be here, and I'm just excited to put on for my city, put on for my team, and just show Auburn, the Auburn family, what I'm about and who I am. I feel like with Jarquez leaving, y'all shouldn't expect no drop off, and y'all gonna see a lot of greatness this year.
No drop off, a lot of greatness this year.
You love to hear confidence.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You got to believe him because he doesn't have a shirt on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you do.
Yeah. No, he talented back. Every time he was in the game last year, I thought he was productive. And there were
Ball
times.
security.
Yeah. Yeah. that becomes a problem, right?
Yes.
You can't trust the guy to hold on to it. You're hesitant to give it to him. And got to do a little job protecting the quarterback when you're in there too, blocking. We'll see what Alston and that running back room looks like for Auburn. E.G., part of the conversation down at Auburn practice yesterday. She's in Tuscaloosa, Alabama on the field now. She'll join us in an hour. And we'll talk Brandon Marcello coming up at the top of the hour. All that on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorney Hotline. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, a national firm with southern roots, headquartered right here in Birmingham, Alabama. In 24 years, the firm has grown to over 150 lawyers, elite trial lawyers who have received over $2 billion while maintaining Alexander's core values of integrity, mastery, passion, and success. If you find yourself in the need of a lawyer, call Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. In the next segment as well, I want to ask the chat room and all of you guys, best songs inside an SEC stadium. All right? If I said, give me your top 2, 3, 4 best songs, and I'll use my hat as an example. In Tuscaloosa, the song in the stadium, the best one is Dixieland Delight. Spend my dollar. You tell me what it is at Auburn. I think it's Swag Surfing.
Yeah, that's become the traditional one over the past few seasons.
Neck at LSU. Rocky Top, of course. What is it at Florida? Won't Back Down?
Yes. Okay,
so I want you to give me the 3 best, 2, 3, 4 best. You guys can chime in on the backside of that as well. And we'll hear from Kalen DeBoer on what he was saying after Alabama hit the practice field yesterday. All that coming up on the show that's being brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. The great folks at Adams Beverage. We're excited about all the stuff we'll be doing with them this year. And, of course, we're from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios. They always have a lot of fun during football Saturday and Sundays at the Birmingham Racecourse Casino. This is the next round.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, a car accident? or work-related accident, call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shunnarah.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
It's time to pull the trigger on the Next Round merch that you've been eyeing. We know there's a lot to choose from at nextround.store, so here's a few of our favorite picks. If you want to match LT and Brown, go with the TNR logo hoodie and throw in one of Dunaway's favorite hats. Any of them will do. The Backroom's go-to is the classic logo t-shirt, while my personal favorite is the light blue TNR crew neck. All of these items can be found at nextround.store and are EG approved. Rest assured, your order will be packed with lots of love from us here at the Next Round. Head over to nextround.store to start filling up your cart.
Just because you've quit going to the gym, it doesn't mean that you have to quit gym altogether. Dunaway, that is. With our Next Round podcasts open 24/7, 365, you can access gym anytime you'd like. While you may have done away with your treadmill routine, our version of Dunaway is standing by, ready to get you back to your absolute best. Find all that lovely Jimmy D-led content on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and in the podcast section of nextroundlive.com. This message is sponsored by Jimmy Crypto Inc. and Jimmy Crypto for President.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey friends, if you're looking to expand your business and inform the Next Round audience about your exciting brand, contact us at sales@nextroundlive.com to be part of the team and advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential consumers on our ever-expanding platform. Let the Next Round help take your business to the next level. Get more information by emailing us at sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to build a plan to take your business to the next level with the Next Round.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Yeah, great input coming in. Van, Tennessee guy. I'll say that again. Van, Tennessee guy. I thought Dixieland Delight was a song about Tennessee. Get that a lot from when I posted a picture of my Spend My Dollar hat. I got that a lot on social media.
Oh, you changed it already.
You put your you got a Tennessee hat on. Why is that a Tennessee orange? Songs about Tennessee. By the band Alabama, by the way. Tennessee's a river. It's okay. You guys do what you want to do. In the chat room over there, everybody's asking about 5-star edge rusher Anthony Tank Jones. St. Paul is down in Mobile, right? Mm-hmm. He's making his commitment today. One-time Alabama heavy lean. but the belief, it's changed a little bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think up until really I started seeing a shift in predictions, feelings yesterday. So I feel like up until a couple days ago, a lot of people figured that he would be committing to Alabama, but I think that Oregon has made a big push last minute, which we were talking about earlier, happened about a year ago. And Forrester, I know you remember this because we watched the Naeem Offord commitment for about 2.5 hours. Because the same thing, it was the same sort of situation. A lot of people thought he might end up at Auburn, so we were like, okay, we need to pay attention to this. About 3 hours and 15 minutes later, it was an Oregon commit.
And I thought, wasn't Ohio State really in on that too?
Yes.
I think he was actually committed at one point to Ohio State. And then, no, he's going to flip to Auburn. No, it's Oregon.
Yeah. And Daniel makes a point. That's A.J. McCarron's old school, St. Paul. Was that also Julio, or is that a different one?
No, Julio was Foley.
Foley High School down there.
By the way, 24/7 has this kid 100% in their crystal ball to Oregon.
100%.
A lot of percent.
Steven has some faith that it's still Alabama. I don't know. We'll see.
Not an REM F-Tide. He's got money bags to Oregon. We'll see. It's live on the Pat McAfee show today, which is in the middle of our show. I think it's 11 Central Time. We'll let you know when he makes that commitment coming up a little bit later on. Hey, shout out to my wife, who's not watching. But shout out to my wife, who's not watching. She never even in the late years of local news, she didn't watch. But happy anniversary, baby. Working on an anniversary. 27 years since this night right there. Wedding day. Yes, that's me with hair. That's my dad. First one without him, my anniversary. Miss him there. That's not a Daniel Moore painting on the wall, by the way. Look at our guest, man. Look at what a crowd.
Yeah, what a turnout.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary, Maggie and Dunaway.
Yeah. Us getting in ready, heading to the hotel and then to the honeymoon site. I think that's it there. Happy anniversary, Maggie. 27 years. Oh, there's the ceremony. Look how pretty.
That's beautiful. Where was that?
Donnelly House, downtown.
Cool. That's a great photo.
Yeah. So enjoyed our first 20. If this is our 27th anniversary, have we been married 27 years, or is this starting our 27th?
Yeah, because your first anniversary, you've been married for 1 year.
Yeah. So
right?
So we've been married 27 years.
This is the problem we run into every time we throw a kickoff party.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
This year's kickoff party, which I'm told is likely going to be August 28th, is starting year 5, right? We're celebrating the end of year 4, starting year 5.
Yeah, so it's the 4th year anniversary party, right?
It's our 5th anniversary party because we had one before we even had our first show.
We had a kickoff party.
Yeah.
Right.
So technically it's what this is.
Kickoff party, 4th anniversary.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know.
It gets very confusing.
It does.
Our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing makes it very easy, not confusing at all. You can schedule an absolutely free estimate. Yes, free, with Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing. 3 ways to do that. You can go to the website, stormrestorationroofing.com, or you can call Greg Nelson, or his son this week while Greg's at the beach, 205-542-3531, 542-3531, or you can go to Facebook and follow Greg from Pell City there. If you don't like the human interaction when you're setting something up, you can do that right there at Greg from Pell City on Facebook. What is Storm Restoration Roofing? Well, it's a locally owned, tremendously trusted, A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau roofing company. They handle storm damage, roofing replacement, and Greg even has a builder's license so he can help with restoration or repairs to your home. He's great with insurance agencies. He's got a relationship with all those guys, and he's been doing it locally, as I said, for over 20 years, so that helps you out as well, too. Greg from Pell City, 205-542-3531, and our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. Alabama camp. The running backs at Auburn, not a lot of people have seen the people in the room. Got some question marks. All new quarterback room. If I can get cut number, what is it, number 10? Excuse me, number 12, Kalen DeBoer here. Talking about the quarterbacks yesterday after practice. First day on the field, looking at likely Ty Simpson's team. Here's Kalen DeBoer on what's happening in the QB room.
I think they've all taken steps through the summer. And you can see they are definitely more comfortable with the install. Probably Keelan's going to be the one that, you're going to see the biggest jump naturally. And, I feel like that was good. I mean, he's making quick decisions and not sitting there thinking too much. But I felt all of them did. I think Ty, we've talked about all the quarterbacks, but, just the gimme, the ones that are just should be 100% making those plays all the time. And I really felt like, he did that. He got probably more opportunities just because of the way the plays developed to have more of those gimmies, and those gimmies add up. Gimmies are 5-yard gains that turn into 15 and 20 and sometimes explosives, and they keep the chains moving. So I like the mindset of our quarterbacks, because when you can trust your quarterback to go through his progression and be okay with checking it down and not forcing something, you can call, as a play caller, a lot more balls down the field and know that it's not just going to be an incomplete pass or an explosive play. There's going to be a progression, and it's going to be some type of movement down the field. It's going to put you in manageable down and distances, whether it's second, third, or fourth.
Okay, so here's what I liked about that. And listen, every time he talks quarterback, the chat room and everyone else who hears him talk quarterback is going to think he's talking about this room compared to Jalen Milroe.
Yep.
Is that fair?
Yes, very.
Yeah.
Because, I kind of at times do the same thing, because that's the only thing that you have to base it off of. He's saying, it's nice to have this. Naturally, your mind goes to, okay, well, did you not have that last year? Who was your quarterback last year?
Yep. And that's natural to think that, because he's only had one quarterback in Alabama.
Correct.
Which was Jalen Milroe. So Kalen DeBoer's offense with Ryan Grubb now loves to call the play, take the shot downfield, but trust your quarterback, if that's not there, to check it down to that easy, automatic gimme. What was the word he was using?
Yeah, gimme.
The ones that should be 100%.
Yeah.
Call the play, boom, big ball not there, check it down. Let's go 5 yards. Let's do the next play.
And a lot of the time last year it was, I don't want to play the comparison game, but I'm about to contradict that, because a lot of time last year, what was the concern with Milroe?
Yeah. It was sometimes great downfield ball wins the game. Without him, you don't beat Georgia, because you don't throw that ball. Ryan Williams is not open.
Right.
He's double teamed. In fact.
Yeah.
But Jalen Milroe gave a great athlete a chance to make a great play.
Right.
And they did. You win the game because of Jalen Milroe's mindset. But sometimes it's not the best way to go about it, because a lot of times those deep balls are going to be incomplete.
Right. And if you don't have a freak athlete on the receiving end of it, that's going to, that was the most acrobatic.
Yeah.
That was replayed how many times last season?
And towards the end of the year, you saw the frustration in the receivers because of the automatics, the 100% that Kalen DeBoer is talking about, when Ryan Williams is open at the bowl game and the pass is, out of his reach, behind him high, whatever each one ended up being. Jeremy Bernard had some of those as well. You saw the frustration in them because the wide open, automatic, easy throws were never easy.
Yeah, I feel like there were a lot of explosive plays that ended up working for them. But the intermediate game, I feel like that was a lot of conversation when Alabama was struggling offensively last year, was, where's the intermediate passing game? Right. And I feel like that's kind of what, I don't want to say he's alluding to, but he's kind of expressing that he has more confidence in that this year.
Yeah, there's the old saying is there's holding on every play.
Yep.
If the refs wanted to call it, I think offensive-minded coaches believe that there is an open receiver on every play they call. Right? Yeah. You just got to find it. Got to have time to find it, and you got to find it.
Right.
And he wants his guy to, if the plays aren't there, to check down to the 100s. Taylor's got a little quarterback Q&A for me here, and that she'll chime in on after I remind you the fine folks at New Life Art is there for you to decorate that sports room. I love it when you guys send me pictures of your sports room, because I had a great one in the house before we sold it and downsized, and my sports room is just a small little cubby right now, and it is not what it used to be. But at one point, it was 4 mounted TVs and a bar and couches and da-da-da-da-da. And It was fantastic. And you guys occasionally send me a picture of your sports room. I love those. Keep sending them to me because one day I'm going to have a sports room again, and I'm going to steal all of your ideas. So keep those coming. If you want to decorate your sports room with some great Alabama gear, you can do it with our friends at New Life Art. They bring you the limited edition prints by Daniel Moore, including collegiate classics from Nick Saban's national championship, great moments in Iron Bowl history, and so much more. That includes items like the Legacy Continue coffee mugs that you can get there as well, calendars, all the way up to the most expensive historical hand-signed prints in the Daniel Moore secondary marketplace, all online at danielmooreart.com, danielmooreart.com. Let's talk quarterbacks, Little T. You have a few that I called it quarterback roulette today.
Yeah, that's
great.
great.
Just spin the wheel and let's see where it ends up.
Okay, so we're doing a who will have more success. And we'll start with Tennessee or UCLA. That was one of the big storylines of the offseason was what happened with Nico. They ended up doing a quarterback trade, basically. But I've been hearing, or reading more so, out of the Tennessee camp that it is a legitimate quarterback battle. So will Joey Aguilar even be the starter? You know, who knows? But out of those two situations, I mean, I think that Tennessee will have more success. But Tennessee or UCLA, where do you lean?
I'm going to trust, and I don't know if it's just because I like him better as a person now, because of the stance he took and the stance he's taking with his best returning player, Boo Carter. But I'm going to trust Josh Heupel as a play caller, as a guy who designs plays to get receivers wide open. I'm going to trust that his quarterback, whether it's Aguilar or anyone else in that room, the recruits he's brought in, that they have more success than Nico has at UCLA. And I'm not. If Nico was still at Tennessee, nobody talks about this, but if Nico was still at Tennessee, I'm not sure Nico was a championship-winning quarterback, even if he was still at Tennessee. I thought at times last year, he didn't make the 100% throws we just heard DeBoer making.
Yeah.
I thought he had, especially in that Alabama game that Tennessee ended up winning, but there were open receivers in that game that dude missed.
Yeah.
Missed. And that happened in several games, and then he crapped the bed in the Ohio State game. So I'm not even sure if Nico was there. I mean, he would obviously be the starter, and they'd be in a better quarterback situation. There'd be less question marks. But he's got less talent at UCLA, less of a play caller at UCLA. Give me whoever Tennessee rolls out.
Well, and like you just said, I feel like the conversation once it was decided and announced that Nico was not going to be playing for Josh Heupel next season, it didn't seem like from the perspective of Tennessee fans that their outlook on the season changed that much.
Yeah.
So I think that the majority would probably agree with what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, truthfully, if I had a choice between, if I could only keep one right now, and with the roster I've got, give me a choice of Nico or Boo Carter. Give me Boo Carter all day and twice on Sunday.
I think that's fair.
Yep. Or in this case, twice on Saturday.
Georgia or Miami. Obviously, Carson Beck left Georgia, went to Miami. Gunnar Stockton isn't new. He didn't play a ton last year. You saw him some at the end of the year when Carson Beck got injured, but he's been in the system. He's been at Georgia.
Yeah. Keep in mind, Gunnar Stockton, big time recruit. He's not at Georgia as a walk on. He's not Stetson Bennett part two. He's a big time recruit. This was an easy answer, Carson Beck, for me, until who do we have on the show this week that told us that he was coming off a major surgery, and it was Siskey, wasn't it? Was it Tyler Siskey?
I think it was Danny Cannell.
It was Danny Cannell yesterday. Danny Cannell on the show yesterday, and he brought up the point that it was a major elbow surgery that is uncommon for quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And he's coming off that major surgery, and it's like, God, there's a quarterback that is questioning. Instantly, he didn't say it, but I thought he's questioning his arm strength. And is he going to lose any of his arm strength? And Carson Beck threw a beautiful ball. I mean, for everything you do about you whether you loved or disliked or liked Carson Beck at Georgia, he threw a pro ball. He put that thing where some quarterbacks can't put it. But if you lose a little bit of that arm zip, then there's a concern. All of a sudden, you're not 5-star, you're a 4-star guy.
Yeah.
I'm still going to go. Carson Beck has a statistically better year at Miami because I believe Gunnar Stockton is going to be a Kirby Smart Georgia quarterback where he's going to try to let the defense win the game.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Carson Beck.
I forgot. I mean, when's the last time before Danny Kanell said it yesterday that you heard anyone talk about his elbow? Because the day before, when Taylor Tannenbaum was on talking about how Carson Beck was, the talk of ACC media days, and I think it's going to be a very smooth transition. I expect him to have success. He was talking like a pro, and then the 24 hours later, it's but he's always been good in front of a microphone. He's always carried himself well. He's always handled himself well in front of the media. And then the elbow surgery or arm, I think it was elbow, right? That I just forgot about and haven't heard much about lately. That'll play a role. That'll definitely play a role.
Yep.
And this is the one that I personally think is the most tricky. And maybe it's because of the John Mateer hype from, I believe Lance loves him some John Mateer, but Oklahoma and Auburn, the Jackson Arnold, John Mateer, wasn't a trade, but the battle.
I think Mateer is going to have the better year, but Arnold will have a better year than he had last year. If that makes any sense.
I would hope so.
Yeah. So Arnold's better, healthier situation.
Yeah.
Even if it's equal athletes, healthier situation than you hope anyway, than he had at Oklahoma. But this Mateer kid coming in, everybody loves him. The fact that Arbuckle, the OC, is with him.
Yeah.
I go Mateer has a better year than Arnold. Not that means anything negative for Auburn, but
no, that's okay.
Mateer.
You don't have to justify your answer.
I know. I try to keep people happy, man.
You don't have to try and keep me happy. I'm genuinely curious.
Okay.
I'm genuinely curious.
In that case, then.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times are you going to do this?
Give me Mateer then with a better year. Mateer with a better year.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. So that's the way it works. All right. A little quarterback roulette there. Before we get to the viewing menu, I want to remind you our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama are there for your health. Not just men. They'll take care of the ladies in your life too. But for the guys out there listening, we've learned on several occasions this summer just how important prostate health is, and early detection can save your life. That's what they do there. Prostate health, the kidney stones, and everything in between. They have you covered with 16 locations. Find the one near you, 205-930-0920 or urologycentersalabama.com, urologycentersalabama.com. For over 70 years, UCA has provided state-of-the-art patient-centered urological care with integrity and compassion. That's why I use urologycentersalabama.com, and you should too. 16 great locations here. Michelson brings you the viewing menu. I'll tell you about Michelson in a second. What are you watching, Tyler?
So we've got 2 new releases in theaters today. First up is a movie called Together. This has been getting a lot of buzz for potentially being one of the best horror movies of recent years, particularly in the body horror scene. It stars Dave Franco and Allison Brie and centers around a couple moving out to the countryside to get some peace and quiet. And there's some strange transformations that begin to happen.
Okay. Now, who created this?
It stars Dave Franco and Allison Brie, but as far as who created it, there's a little bit of a controversy around that.
Of course.
Because supposedly they were given this script a year ago, but under a different title, passed on it, and now they're coming out with this movie. So there's a lot of conversation on whether this movie is plagiarized or not. But I thought it was very solid. There's some really disturbing imagery throughout the whole movie. I got to catch it yesterday. And if you take a date to this, that's a move. That is
You don't recommend it?
I wouldn't recommend it. You have to be real solid in your relationship. This is the kind of movie where I looked to my left and looked to my right and was like, man, I'm glad I went alone. I'm glad I'm single. This is a movie that makes you not want to be in a relationship. So maybe don't see it with a date. But I do recommend this one a lot. It's darkly funny at points, and it almost takes like a romantic approach to body horror and all the visuals you would typically see in that. So
what is body horror?
Body horror would be something like think like the old The Fly movie, just people transforming and like a lot of practical effects and goopiness.
Okay. I know. I'm up to speed now. What's next?
And the other new release today is the reboot of The Naked Gun, starring Liam Neeson, and this will be Leslie Nielsen's son. That's the character Liam Neeson is playing, and he's got to solve a murder case to prevent the whole police department from shutting down. And aside from Liam Neeson, it'll have Pamela Anderson, Paul Walter Hauser, Kevin Durand, who is an actor that just looks suspiciously like Elon Musk.
Oh.
I don't know, but he is a dead ringer for Elon Musk, and Danny Houston. So I'm expecting to have a lot of fun with this one.
Do we expect it to get better reviews than the bringing back of Happy Gilmore?
I would hope so. I think Happy Gilmore 2 is sitting around like a 67% last time I checked on Rotten Tomatoes, and I expect this one to be a solid 75 to 80.
And this was the franchise that OJ was part of at one point, right?
Yes, and there's a reference to that in the trailer that's been playing for this movie, where there's a shot of all of the previous cast on the old Naked Gun movies, and everybody on the current police squad is the son of one of the original cast, and it's going down the line, everybody's saying like, "Oh, I miss you, Dad. Can't wait to make you proud."
Oh, wow.
And then it gets to the picture of OJ, and it cuts to his son. He just goes, "Nah."
Oh.
No. Oh, wow.
Yep. It's been getting a ton of laughs in the theaters.
Wow.
That's tough.
All right. Is that it? Is that what you're watching tonight?
That's everything I got today.
Okay. In the chat room, I wanted to bring this up, but Kelly brings it up in Memphis. Has tickets in Memphis, Nothing But a Winner in theaters tonight. I didn't know it was in theaters. I thought it was going straight to streaming services, but it's the Dynasty of Alabama Football, created by Marlon Humphrey, Caleb Castile, Bobby Humphrey, part of it. It's not just the Dynasty under Nick Saban, but bringing in the Bryant Dynasty and the importance of Alabama football here in the South.
Yes, I forgot to add that to viewing menu. That is also in theaters in limited showings. And Kelly, since you did mention you're going, this is not a traditional theatrical showing. So there aren't any trailers. So make sure you get there right on time. They're not doing a 30-minute pre-show for these showings marked as Fathom events. That's the company that brings some of these to the theater.
Okay, so it's in theaters, but if it's a 6:40 start time, be there at 6:40 because there's no trailers. Interesting. Good information there. That's what Tyler's watching. Brandon Marcello on the other side, talking college football. The viewing menu every day brought to you by Michelson Laser Vision. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jennifer Michelson have been leaders in the field of LASIK surgery for decades. In fact, you've heard Lance Taylor say it on the show many times. One of the best decisions he made in life was LASIK surgery over a quarter of a century ago. And the eyes are still fantastic thanks to Michelson Laser Vision, MichelsonLaserVision.com. You can see all the services they offer right there, including bladeless surgery right there. Just get the consultation like I did. I wasn't a candidate, but most of the time you are a candidate for LASIK eye surgery, and they'll take care of you. Whether you're farsighted, nearsighted, just tired of the glasses, they'll take care of you. MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at Scott Forrester TV.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shunnarah.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
All right, Auburn fans, I want you to become a member of thebarnauburn.com and join in on the fun. Whether it's recruiting discussions, off-season chatter, or the latest Auburn athletics news, we've got it all. Get $25 off your annual subscription when you sign up for your account at thebarnauburn.com today. War Eagle.
Take TNR on the go with a podcast built for your satisfaction. Miss Hour 1? Find it in podcast form. Miss Hour 2? Stream it now. Miss Hour 3? Download it for later. Miss Hour 4? Well, just know it's never coming back. Listen to TNR wherever you find podcasts.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the next round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness. Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
When Brown's on vacation, I handle the bookings, and I am horrible at it. Brown is elite at it.
You've done a great job this week.
Brown and LT on vacation, but I just lean on friends. And usually it's just like, hey, Brown's on vacation. Can you bail me out this week? And Brandon Marcello was nice enough to do that. Tomorrow, Corey Reamer, Nick Kelly, Tom Hart on the show. Brandon Marcello, I texted him last night, and I've seen him, I've seen him interviewing Dan Mullen face-to-face. I've seen him interviewing Mike Gundy face-to-face this week on his timeline. Marcello, are you living out of a suitcase these days? What's up?
I was for the better part of 3 weeks. I'm back home now. Just trying something different. I talked to a lot of folks in person anyway. I was just like, why not take a camera with me and film it and mic it up? Why just save that for my notebook and my recorder? And why not just take, video that and put it out on socials and stuff. So that's what we're doing now. Trying to get that done. I've got someone helping me to put it out because I'm so busy because I don't have time to edit all that stuff. And that's the problem with being just one person sometimes at a job. You can focus on one thing, but all the other stuff, there's so much stuff you can share with fans, and fans deserve to see it and hear it and get the information. And we're all limited in some way. So I'm like paying out of my own pocket to get someone to get this stuff out for me so it can inform fans.
Yeah, well, that's unbelievable. Go check it out because Dan Mullen and Gundy, both of them. And it's so funny. You said I almost got Dan Mullen on the show this week, but I missed the start of their camp, or he would have joined the show, he said. But Mullen and Gundy, I love both of those. And the Gundy, when you're asking him about the restructuring of his contract and just the expression, he's sort of leaning on his hand as you're asking him. He's thinking before he starts to answer how he wants to answer it. I just thought that was good. I'll say television, good streaming, good social media, whatever it is. That doesn't really, I think, come across in the written word. I'm right about that, right? Sometimes the picture says it all.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to do things like this, because it's one thing for me to write and then also write about their body language or whatever, or, you say they said with a chuckle or said with a smile. But unless you really see it, you don't get a feel for what they're feeling at the moment that they say it. And also, we're all big in trying to read body language. I mean, heck, when we're watching football games on TV, how many times do the commentators, and for that matter, the fans, watch the coaches or the players on the sideline and go, "Oh, he seems really mad," or, "Oh, that's a big thing." It's a visual medium. We're visual storytellers now, and you can't limit yourself.
I just saw that you sent out something about the latest update of the College Sports Commission, the NIL rulings, and Auburn has been a big storyline because have they been following the rules? Have they been the only one following the rules? It seems like it's being portrayed at times. What are the rules? And the rules seem to change every other day. So can you give us an update on what the latest decision that was made just recently was?
Yeah, you're exactly right. This stuff changes every day. And I'm going to be frank with you guys. I'm going to give you the answer, but aren't you guys just sick of this shit?
Yes.
Absolutely. It's hard to keep up with.
It's hard to keep up with. The ADs are sick of it. Everybody's sick of it because everything's moving. When they put this house settlement in place, it was just like, okay, now we have our set of rules. But then it was like, wait, this wasn't quite what we agreed to. What's going on here? So, what's changed here is this. It's as simple as this. Under the new CSC, they weren't really allowing NIL collectives to directly pay players. So NIL collectives were like, oh, now we can't exist anymore. What the heck? Where was this coming from? Not a lot of them expected that. Now this new guidance is, well, we've talked to everybody, and now we're going to allow the NIL collectives to continue paying players, but they have to meet a valid business purpose, and it has to still be cleared by the clearinghouse and everything. But again, the terminology, those guidelines, the benchmarks, whatever you want to call them, are still unclear. I mean, they could still just go, okay, yeah, we're clear this one, but we're not going to clear this one. But why? And they're just going to have to say why. They're going to give a reason why. But how much is that going to, I mean, is there going to be you're not going to have a clear line of, well, that's too much, that's too little. But again, I wouldn't be surprised. I would think that this is probably going to be tweaked again. It's going to get tweaked again and again and again and again, because there's going to be issues that arise player to player with all these. And as I've been saying, and as others have been saying, this isn't unique to me, there's going to be more lawsuits with this stuff, guys, and not necessarily against, obviously, the NCAA anymore. It's going to be against individual schools. It's going to be against the CSC itself, because at some point there's going to be some deal out there that a player's going to get that they believe is a valid business purpose, that they're getting a return on their investment, and it's going to get declined. And then they're going to go hire a lawyer because they're like, well, I'm losing $2 million or something like that. So they'll go get a lawyer and they'll lawyer up. I just saw today Tom Mars, the prominent sports attorney who I know very well and has been very heavily involved in the NIL space with lawsuits and stuff like that, said today that he's talked to a lot of NIL collectives. He told Yahoo Sports' Ross Dellinger this just a few minutes ago that he's talked to a lot of NIL collectives, and they've lost a lot of opportunity and time here, and it's hurt them. And whenever you hear a lawyer say that it's hurt a business, that means they're going to be looking at lawsuits themselves. So now you could potentially see some NIL collectives suing the CSC itself. That anybody who thought, and I've been saying it forever, for the last 2 years at least, with all this house settlement stuff going on, that just because if this gets approved, that does not mean lawsuits are going away. If anything, there's going to be more than we've ever seen before. And in my opinion, this is just my opinion, the only way to really clear any of this up, and everybody's so reluctant to do it because of just the political reasons and all that, is there's got to be probably some type of collective bargaining put together. That's the only way to do this, because then you can set the terms, and everybody comes to the table, everybody agrees to it, the players agree to it. That's the other thing. The only thing the players have agreed to is that they've been automatically opted into this house settlement. But then they did that, and then the CSC continues to, like, now already tweaking their own rules because there's been issues from the defendant's side going, well, now you're not allowing NIL collectives to pay players. What? It's a mess. And guys, like I said, I'm sick of it. I think everybody's sick of it. Everybody's sick of it. And I can't tell you, just from a personal standpoint, last week in Las Vegas for Big Ten Media Days, but I can't tell you, like, how much life came inside of me, like, and how much more alive I felt just by simply being at a football practice at UNLV.
Right.
Like, getting to watch players busting their ass and doing what they love, it's great. That's why I got into the business. That's why coaches got into the business. That's why ADs got into the business. They get in the business to sit in a boardroom all day and discuss stuff with general counsel, and whether they're going to be sued or not. And, I was talking to Dan Mullen quite a bit about portal stuff, and which one of the videos I released. But, like, there's this narrative, because of the transfer portal, because of NIL, because of money, that players just don't care anymore. Well, go to a practice and tell me those players don't care. Because those guys are cramping up, they're falling down, they're getting back up when they probably shouldn't be getting back up. They're working their asses off, and when they're on the field, they absolutely care. They care in the weight room. All this other stuff that's been overshadowing our industry certainly will continue to do so because it's so new. But at some point, all this stuff hopefully will fade away. But I know one thing for certain: it will fade away every Saturday. We won't be talking money. We won't be talking lawsuits. We won't be talking NIL when we start playing games on Saturdays and we start writing and covering players doing magnificent things on the field that seem otherworldly. And we get to write stories about players who overcame some really bad hardships in their life growing up to be where they are today against all odds and then scoring a winning touchdown. That's the shit I love.
Yep.
I don't love this other crap.
Yeah.
Sorry for cussing. Anyway.
No, I totally understand. And listen, we all feel the same way. I am always the dumbest person in the room when you're in the room, but I will tell.
No, that's not the case.
I will
man.
tell you. I will tell you something right now, though. It goes away on Saturdays, but once we do the collective bargaining, which I'm for, we will have a Saturday where we will go dark one time. There will be at some point there will be a strike. Yep, and so we will have. We'll have, I don't know if we'll get pie caps out for scabs to play for Alabama or what, but we will have a strike at some point.
That's the other thing. I'm not to tip my hat here, but the last 4 months I've been working on a series of stories that will be coming out next week about the future of college athletics, right? Which no way to predict it, but a lot of people have ideas. And as simple as this, when I talk about collective bargaining, like, it seems like a simple way to fix it, and it is, but there's so many steps to get to that point. But this is the big single question that players will have to ask themselves. Are you willing to go on strike as a player? Because at some point, you or someone in the future is going to have to go on strike. It's going to happen. It happens everywhere. And so before you say, hey, we do want to join a players association, all of this, you're going to have to answer that question. That's going to be the number one question these folks ask them, even the ones that are going to be representing them in these players associations, is, all right, that's great. We're going to try and get you more money, set up the terms, make sure your health and everything's set. But you're going to have to be willing to go on strike for this. If you don't get what you want, it's not going to just be up to you. Everybody's going to have to vote collectively and say, yes, we can go on strike. And it's going to happen at some point once they form that.
A lot of the conversation yesterday after Auburn opened up fall camp was around Hugh Freeze's comment, which he made with us at the Regions Tradition. He made it, I believe, at SEC Media Days. And then he made it again, talking about the importance of building up Jackson Arnold's confidence, and then hinted at DJ Durkin assisting in that by, I don't know if the defense taking it easy on him is the right terminology, but what are your thoughts on that whole situation? And do you think what's happening, do you think that what we assume is happening is what's actually occurring in terms of, okay, defense, y'all take a step back. Let's let Jackson complete this pass to build his confidence up? Because I personally don't know if that's what's happening, but what do you think about all of it?
That's like the first time hearing it, but yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, a lot of coaches do that. They'll say, don't hit the quarterback, don't get in his face. And then for that matter, also, let's get him some confidence early in camp, where we're running some really very, very base defense stuff, just so he can get into a rhythm. That's not too entirely out there or a stretch for any coach to do. I think if Hugh Freeze is being criticized for that, it's because he's actually being open and telling the truth.
Yeah, that's right.
Compared to other coaches.
Other coaches do it. They just don't talk about it.
They don't talk about that.
Yeah.
That's the I guess the problem that a lot of people have with Hugh Freeze, and we talk about it all the time. He's very transparent, which is refreshing because it's not coach speak 24/7. But then sometimes it's like, whoa, quit while you're ahead. Stop there.
Yeah, it's like being that friend at the party, and I'm that person myself, where I talk too much and then I say too much and reveal too much, or I try to take Dunaway out on the streets in Nashville and get a tattoo on a whim.
Yeah. No. See, the three of us, here we are again. The tattoo came from Brandon, Marcello, and Taylor. Marcello and I having a cocktail in Nashville at SEC Media Days. Me wanting to honor my daughter with her tattoo, and us having a few cocktails, and I was like, no, it was Taylor was like, man, we need something for social media tonight. And I was like, I could get a tattoo. And instead of being a good friend, Taylor and Brandon said, yeah, let's get Dunaway a tattoo. Y'all could have easily said, Dunaway, don't do that. You'll live with that for the rest of your life.
What do you mean a good friend? We were supporting you.
Yeah. Marcello, were you supporting me, or do you want to see the old guy get a tattoo?
Listen, you wanted it, and I was just supporting you, just like Taylor said.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it's all about. And here's the other thing. You said you're going to get it at some point anyway, so why not then and now?
Yeah.
In the moment.
That's right. You guys pushed me out of the airplane. Pull that chute, Dunaway. Here, Brandon Marcello's with us, CBS Sports. You know him. He's friend of the show, helping me out here on this week without LT and Brownie, like Taylor's doing, hanging in here with us. I saw this on your platform too. A bunch of coaches have schedules that are either fire me or extend me schedules, and I found that fascinating. That the schedules are so tough. Either I'm going to get my butt kicked out, or you're about to lock me down for a long time. Talk to me about those guys.
SEC coaches. I mean, it's the schedules in the SEC are always tough, but like you look at them this year, and considering we didn't have a single coach get fired or step down in the SEC last year, and that hasn't happened in quite some time. I think it's only happened 3 times in the last 20 years, if I recall. I'm not entirely sure on that. I remember writing about it a couple of months ago, but it's a crazy number. And we've set ourselves up for a mass exodus, mass firings in the SEC this year. I could see as many as 5 SEC coaches getting the boot by the end of this season because of, one, the expectations going to this year, but also just the schedules they have to face. If you go 1 through 16 in the SEC right now, as I did, and I had to rank the strength of schedule, the 16 schedules are probably among the 20 toughest in the country. So 16 SEC teams in the top 20 when we talk about tough schedules. And, I've been getting a lot of flack going, man, you ranked Georgia 14th in strength of schedule, and they got to play, all these teams or whatever. And it's like, but have you seen the schedules of other teams? They get a bye week before they play Alabama. They get to host their toughest teams in Athens, whereas a lot of these other schools go on the road to play Texas or Alabama or LSU, or even a South Carolina or a Mizzou out there. But a lot of coaches kind of just hung on by the skin of their teeth last season. You know, Billy Napier, they went on that incredible run near the end of the season at Florida, held on to his job. Sam Pittman made a bowl game, barely held on to his job at Arkansas. Now you're hearing chatter arise around Brian Kelly at LSU. Is 10 wins even good enough there? If they miss the playoff and he falls below that 10-win benchmark, which going into last season, he had had 7 straight seasons with 10 wins. It was the longest in the country, and that's gone away. Kentucky, Mark Stoops, they have really struggled the last 2 years. They have quarterback problems. They can't figure anything out. Now they're leaning on Zach Calzada, who I believe is in his 6th or 7th year, to try and rectify that and turn everything around. It's a very interesting time in the SEC, and unless you win like 8 games, say like a Kentucky, or 8 games at an Arkansas, or even 8 or 9 at Florida, you very well could probably be out the door come December. And when I say all that, people are going, well, 8 wins, that's not totally difficult to get to. Go look at the schedules. Like, go pick out 8 wins on those schedules for those teams, and good luck doing so.
Unbelievable content. You always have put out great stuff, man, since we first started having you on our show. But the video platform stuff, the written word, it's all out there with Brandon Marcello. Go follow him and read his stuff and watch his stuff now. And I appreciate you jumping on with us today in between trips and unpacking and doing laundry and all that stuff.
That's why I'm wearing this just old cruddy gym shirt right now. It's all my dress shirts are dirty, and we haven't been able to do laundry. But Jim, Taylor, it's always a pleasure. I really appreciate you guys, and you guys do one of the best shows in the country. And I've said it over and over again, I'm not going to kiss your asses too much, but like, state of Alabama is so lucky to have a show like yours on the daily, where they're covering everything that everybody cares about, because you don't get that in other states. You just don't.
Yeah, you're very kind. I appreciate that so much. What about you and your wife? You're doing the podcast still?
We're going to try and do something here this season. Basic AF, basic as football. We love doing it. We love poking fun at each other. So, yeah, we got some plans in place to do something.
Yeah. My wife and I tried to do a mock one the other night. She says I talk too much.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, constant complaint in the chat room too. I talk too much, so it's
same.
Yeah,
same.
I hear you. Tell her I said hi, and thank you again, man. I appreciate you so much. Brandon Marcello, one of a kind, on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorney Hotline. The show being brought to you in part by our friends at Twin Peaks too. The best in the game is Twin Peaks, and don't forget, Twin Peaks is a great place to host your fantasy football draft this season. It's that time of year. Make your reservation today online at twinpeaksrestaurants.com, twinpeaksrestaurant.com. A great place to watch the game starting tonight as well. Tonight we got football on NBC at 7 o'clock. You can watch it right there at Twin Peaks with their made-from-scratch food menu, plus the ice-cold beers where the taps roll right at the freezing line all the time. Twin Peaks, our local one, located right there behind the gallery in Hoover. You can't beat it. Our friends at Twin Peaks there. It is football season, and they're ready to go. And our friends at JohnstonRVCenter.com. Johnston RV. Time to start making your plans for football season always. And that fall camping, you can do it with the family-owned Johnston RV Center. Kick off the outdoor season with some great deals, low pricing with approved credit. You see some of that on your screen there. Plus, you can text for more information. The folks at JohnstonRVCenter.com, 256-957-1081. Check out one of the nation's best-selling RVs at the website, JohnstonRVCenter.com, or their 2 great locations, I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, exit 334 in Decatur, JohnstonRVCenter.com. Glad to have Nick and the fine folks up there with us for another football season. Speaking of another football season, EG joins us from Tuscaloosa coming up in the next segment. And she's watched Alabama practice already today, so we'll be able to see what her big takeaway was. I got a couple of college football things for you before we get to our next break, though. One of them is a patch. Marcello lives, by the way, close to the campus in Fayetteville. There was a great player back in the day for Arkansas, Darren McFadden, and they are not retiring jersey number 5 at Arkansas, but every player that wears number 5 from now on will have this patch, DM, and the silhouette of Darren McFadden. He'll be honored with a jersey patch. So, Taylor, I wanted to ask you, instead of retiring jerseys, because there's only so many numbers, how about that jersey belongs to that player forever, and you get a little silhouette patch, maybe an initial on a jersey, as in this case at Arkansas for number 5?
I have mixed feelings about it. I think it's a cool idea, but where my mind goes directly, and what are the odds of this happening, I don't know. What if there's another,
great number 5?
Yes. A historic, program record-setting number 5 that just so happens, to be 5 in this case, or at another school, whatever number the patch is on. Then what?
To your point, 12 was. There've been a lot of good 12s at Alabama. 2s and 34s. If they were back out in the future, it'd be hard to take Cam or Bo's silhouette off of it and put somebody else's on there.
Right.
It would look stupid with 2 silhouettes, I guess.
Right. So I mean, what are the odds of that happening?
Yeah.
Probably slim.
God, I didn't think of it that way.
But
I'm always a
optimist.
I was trying to think of something smarter. I'm an analog guy, right? Just a one monologue, analog. I don't know. I think of things one way and I get locked in on it. I can't see multiple avenues sometimes. That was a great point by you.
But I think it's a cool tribute.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool tribute. That would be my only concern with it.
Yeah, that's a great point. I didn't think of it. I was like, God, McFadden was so dang good. Run DMC, I think they called him, right?
I think that was his name, yeah.
Yeah, or Run. It was something. But he was so good at Arkansas, and I was like, but that's cool that, there's only so many numbers. Let's don't retire the number. Let's put a patch on it. But there is a problem with that.
I guess in that case, you could just redesign the patch. Like in this case, if there's another great number 5 running back at Arkansas, you redesign it, have both their numbers, and it just says running back royalty. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something.
Rusty says, keep it simple. Just do a ring of honor at said school. That is one way to look at it, too. All right. College football AG coming up on the other side. The ACC media folks put out their rankings, by the way. ACC Media Days ended last week. They put out their media poll yesterday. This is what it looks like. Clemson number 1, Miami 2, SMU 3, Georgia Tech 4, Louisville 5. That's 5 pretty good football teams right there. Duke is 6. I was telling Forrester, I forget about Cal and Stanford and even Wake Forest being in the ACC until I see this rankings.
Because the geography of it makes no sense.
Yeah, and I forget, there's 17 teams in the ACC?
Apparently.
Wow. 17 teams in the ACC, some of them not good. But 5 pretty good football teams at the top in the ACC this year, but Clemson, according to the media, stands at the top. We'll see what practice looked like in Tuscaloosa. EG joins us on the other side from T-Town. Odie's one of the more iconic establishments in our area. They make up the personality of a city and the cities that they're located in. That includes the Crestline Village neighborhood in Mountain Brook, also the Edgewood location in Homewood. Live music on the weekends, and of course, great food for lunch and dinner. Open today, the perfect spot for a delicious bite to eat or a cocktail after work. Those are the best, right? It's our friends at Odie's. Odie's, iconic and always there with perfect food and good times right there in your neighborhood.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shunnarah.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, Trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
Looking to expand your business? Let the Next Round help you. Contact us, sales@nextroundlive.com, and be part of the team. Advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential customers on our ever-expanding platforms. The Next Round can take your business to the next level. Join our existing partners in the fastest-growing media space, both live and on demand, while reaching the most desirable audience for your business. Get more information by emailing sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to build a plan to take your business to the next level using the Next Round.
As we all know, there's no off-season when it comes to college football. If you want to stay in the know with all things Alabama, join us over on covercrimson.com and get $25 off your annual subscription. We'll keep you up to date and give you exclusive content all the way to the first Saturday of football season on covercrimson.com. Since you listened to my last message so well and got rid of those cargo shorts and stained t-shirts, it's time to replace them with Roback. Go to roback.com and click on the Refresh collection to find all that you need for an EG-approved wardrobe. It includes pieces that will have you ready to hit the golf course after a busy day of meetings, or comfy favorites for travel and working from home. Get 20% off using code TNR20. See, I'm saving you some money.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
If you're looking to expand business and inform the Next Round audience about your exciting brand, contact us. Send an email to sales@nextroundlive.com to be a part of the team and advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential customers on our ever-expanding platform. Join our existing partners in the fastest-growing media space, both live and on demand, and reach the most desirable audience for your business. Get information and more by emailing sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to take your business to the next level with the Next Round.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Before we get to EG, I want her to, she won't be able to see this, but I want her to hear it, and then we'll talk Alabama football. Forrester, I sent you these NFL pencils last night. When I was in elementary school, it was really cool. You could actually buy them at the school for like, I don't know, a quarter for a pencil. But they would have these NFL team pencils, and this you see here, these are the packs. You can tell how long ago it was because it was 14 in the NFC, 14 in the AFC, so no Panthers or Jaguars in that packet there. But it was so cool. I would run in, and they never had the Buccaneers. It was always the Cowboys or the Jets or somebody like that, Dolphins. But everybody wrote with all the boys wrote with the NFL pencils for 25 cents. To get a pencil, and you could go to the little store that they had that somebody manned in elementary school.
I definitely used these, by the way.
You did too, Forrester?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's hit the spotlight. I want to ask EG and Taylor if they had little memorabilia, things like that, sports or not sports, back in elementary school. What kind of utensils, kids, any fun things you did when you were a kid like that? Hit the spotlight, man.
The College Football Spotlight.
Brought to you by Alexander Shunnarah. The mission, of course, to create a firm that can handle any issue his community face, and that's what Alexander Shunnarah did. He did that not just with personal injuries, but claims for fire and storm damages, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' comp, and so much more. If you find yourself in the need of a lawyer, call Alexander Shunnarah. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Just off the practice field in Tuscaloosa, Emily Grace McWhorter. Waking up the memories with the elementary school pencils for a quarter for me. What about you, EG? When you were rolling around 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, did you have anything a pencil or backpack or anything?
Yeah. So the first thing that came to mind on like the football, realm, I had this little teddy bear that I would like clip to my backpack that wore a Georgia UGA. If you didn't know, I grew up a Georgia fan. Now I'm revealing that. I said I never would, but here we are. And when you would like squeeze it, it would like play the fight song.
Oh, shut up.
I know. And then I had this box and it was Georgia. It was like hairy dog themed. And I would put all of like my like most important documents as a 4th grader in there. So report cards, IOUs to my brothers of things that they owed me. But those two things, I love Georgia. And so I had little tidbits, if you will, of things.
Why am I not surprised that EG kept IOUs that the brothers owed her, that she had receipts? Hey, whoa. You're supposed to do the dishes tonight.
I need to find a picture of it. My dad sent it to me recently, but it's on lavender paper, and it's the exact amount that my brother Jake owed me with interest, too. 25 cents interest.
That is not surprising. And the fact that you were thinking about important documents as a small child. Fitting. It doesn't surprise me.
Does not surprise me either.
Smart kid.
And she keeps receipts, too. Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Taylor? Anything from elementary school? I mean, Auburn from the day you're born, I assume?
Yeah, I mean, not any little trinkets like that. The pencil along that line of thinking, e.g., I feel like y'all probably did this in your elementary school too, but it was either the erasers that were shaped as things. You could get any sort of category of like fruit or I don't know, whatever. Yep. And it was always, I would beg my mom to take me to the school, to the store before the school year started to get, I don't even know how well they worked, but they were basically just little.
Like figurines almost.
Yes.
That you would put on the desk. Did you have the smelly pencils, the stencils?
Yes, and those, which I'm like, kind of nasty, but we all used them.
Great memories. Boy, the bear, they could bring back the little teddy bear for each SEC team with a fight song. That would be a big seller, I think.
I think it's still somewhere in like my childhood bedroom, but it did the fight song. It did like Glory to Old Georgia. And then I want to say like the Who's That Coming Down the Track. So it was a good rotation.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, Georgia, I know that's the first time I heard it. But it doesn't work with Georgia. It works better when Auburn plays it because it spells out better. AUBURN. Georgia, you have to squeeze in a letter, right?
Well, you usually just say, and to hell with whoever.
Oh, okay.
So, and to hell with Georgia Tech. That sounds the best.
Okay. It works out. Yeah. EG. You were at practice, 1,000 degrees on the practice field. It's always hot in Tuscaloosa.
Oh, it is very hot. I texted Dunaway. So my biggest takeaway is Coach Womack, full sweatsuit, still.
Again.
And a few other staff members seem to be layering up like him. He is completely sweat through. And it was actually a lightweight hoodie today. But it's hot down here. They had the trainers with the ice towels. And it seemed like Jeff Allen was out there too. I'm like, it's so hot that I feel like I could like scramble some eggs on that pavement there on that turf.
You probably could bake a cookie on the hood of your car.
Yeah.
You've sent over some videos, which I have not been able to send out yet, but those will be on our social media accounts a little bit later this afternoon. Can you give a little preview of what you were able to see and what people will be able to also see once we get a chance to send them out?
Absolutely. So I mentioned this yesterday. Alabama does a great job of not really showing us exactly what we want to see. We also are pretty far away. So quarterbacks and receivers, they were a little down. I got a few videos of Ty Simpson. One thing that I always kind of forget is how tall Austin Mack is. He's listed, I want to say, at 6'4",
But when he stands in that line of QBs, like, he really is just a big guy. The defensive line was putting in absolute work today. I think that one thing I've kind of heard is that this is a player-led team in the sense that accountability is welcomed and the responses from the teammates about being held accountable by their peers has been good. And I personally saw a lot of that today. I saw especially that group of D linemen really holding each other accountable, you know, saying some choice words. We have to mute a few of those videos, Taylor, but I thought that was pretty interesting. The intensity level was very high. Quick update on Deontay Lawson. He looked great today. He was not in an injury yellow jersey or black jersey. He was full 100%, it looked like, from my vantage point. And so, obviously he's coming off of injury. We talked a little bit about it at SEC Media Days. But I would say my biggest, besides it being hot, there was a very palpable level of intensity today.
Yeah. I'm trying to pull up Clint Lamb from Cover Crimson.
Is it the tweet about Steve Imaboa?
It is about that. You tell me about that. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, so Steve, we've been out there a few times, and he's one of those guys that he's being coached hard by not only his coaches but also his teammates. So he has a few things that he needs to put together in terms of like technique and finishing well and things like that. But it's it's one of those things that for me I feel for the kid because we're out there and we hear him kind of being roughed up a little bit verbally so he can do it the right way. But I also think that says a lot about like the standard of this team and what they're wanting out of their teammates and out of the younger guys. So once he puts it together, he definitely will have gone through the hard part to get to the other side of things.
I know you've talked about the buy-in and how it seems like there's a lot of unity, but have you noticed now that you've been able to spend some time down there and practice has started, any big difference now that Kalen DeBoer and this coaching staff have a year under their belt?
That's a good question because I feel like in some ways, yes, but in some ways, no as well. And that's kind of a non-answer. I don't mean to do that, but I think there are some elements to this team that I feel like is more familiar to me 2 seasons ago when Coach Saban was there. I can't give you guys like specific moments, but I would say it's just like the energy and the posture of these players. It has shifted. And it's just the only way I can describe it is there's a certain level of intensity that at times last year I felt like was lacking. Now, I don't think I could have said that until I saw it how it is now, if that makes sense. So in the moment, I wasn't really seeing that. But now looking back, based on how I am seeing practice go now, I'm realizing, oh, okay, they've definitely turned it up a little bit.
Yeah, you didn't know that it wasn't there until it was back again. Yeah. Then you realize, wow, it wasn't there. That was a great observation there. I've asked this all week long of somebody, and I think I asked you this yesterday at Auburn. And you can see, by the way, takeaways from Auburn practice on Emily Grace's her personal platform. You can go back and watch her talk with us on our YouTube channel from yesterday, and wherever you get the podcast. EG's report from Auburn yesterday is out. Is there a player that you think is popping for you that we're not talking enough about right now that you think could jump into an important role, storyline, or just didn't get enough talk about him because you see him pop on the practice field?
I mean, everyone's talking about Isaiah Horton, but I feel like in the same breath, not enough people are talking about Isaiah Horton. I think that wide receiver room as a whole, there's so much attention right now with the quarterbacks and Ryan Williams. Like, how is Ryan Williams going to, have a year 1 to year 2 jump like we're expecting? But Isaiah Horton, I feel like the maturity that he has, his length, it's not being appreciated enough, because I do think that this is going to be a player that, I'm talking to post game week 2, 3, 4. So I expect to see him pretty early, and I think that he's going to play a really integral part to this offense.
I can't remember exactly who it was. You might be able to help me out here, Dunaway, but a guest that was on at some point this week talked about how typically when he's watching the NFL draft, he feels like every 3rd or 4th player that gets drafted is an Alabama player. And this past draft a couple months ago, it didn't feel that way. And he said, that's not because Alabama players weren't getting drafted. It's because so many of them returned to Tuscaloosa this season. Do you think you can kind of feel that or see that there is a lot of seniority? There are a lot of veteran guys that are coming back to play another season in Tuscaloosa?
Yeah, I do. And I think that what spurred that, after even having like some conversations with the players, and we did an interview series, and being able to talk to guys who made the decision to come back, Jam Miller being one of them, they did not like how the season ended, simply put. And most Alabama fans, if you follow this program, you probably weren't either. But no one feels it more than that coaching staff and those players. And I think that there's been a lot of questions about, is the standard at Alabama gone? Is the energy that Saban had, is it just out the door? Is it too relaxed? And I can tell you, based on my experiences, no. I think that, you may say, but, Emily Grace, they didn't get 10 games, they didn't win 10 games, they lost to Michigan. That's not the standard. Exactly. And that's why they had to, turn that dial up a bit. And I would think, from my perspective, for those guys, Taylor, like you mentioned, that returned, it was probably a relief to them to then feel that intensity get back to the level they were used to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
This spring. Like they were so used to Coach Saban's way of things and having that intensity and that standard be here. And this coaching staff was thrown into a little bit of a whirlwind as, the transfer portal, and they were having to retain so many guys that, come January, when they were able to flip that switch back, I would say it was probably a relief. And you're seeing them respond to that really well.
Emily Grace McWhorter, still got work to do. Can I tell who the interviews are with today? Ryan Grubb, right? You're going to talk to Ryan Grubb again?
Yep, Ryan Grubb, and then we'll have some offensive players. We typically don't know who we're going to get until I'm down here, and I haven't heard, but I haven't been in there. So I'll text you guys who we're expecting so you guys can give everyone a little preview. All
right. Emily Grace McWhorter on campus in Tuscaloosa. Go back and see the Auburn stuff yesterday, and don't go to campus tomorrow. Come to the studio tomorrow. We miss you. Come see us.
Okay. I'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah, she's been away from the office all week long. EG on the road. Brought to you in part today by our friends at Central State Bank. If you're looking for a bank that truly gets you, 6 locations in Shelby County, 1 in Alexander City. Central State Bank. Man, they offer products and services designed to meet a wide range of individual and commercial needs, because no two needs are the same. With over 100 years of service, Central State Bank is proud to be large enough to serve you, but small enough to know you. And boy, that makes a difference, doesn't it? Rooted in the community, driven by relationships, great for mortgages too. That's Central State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All right, we'll talk to Kyle Rush on Auburn, barnauburn.com, after the top of the hour. Some chat room chatter going on, and we love jumping into the chat room. Hunter saying, great job, EG. Zach saying Alabama is so poor they didn't even have a room for EG to do a hit from. Nah, she chose the air conditioning and the privacy of her. We joke about that, Zach, that she likes to do it from inside of her car there. But a little solitude. I don't like having a lot of people around me. Well, they're trying to work in a big media space that's provided. They're writing or doing things. I don't want to do my normal broadcasting voice in their workspace. So that's why she chooses the car.
Very considerate.
Yeah.
Okay, this was from a while ago, but I made note of it because I thought it was an interesting topic of discussion. Keep Kalen in Tuscaloosa asked, if Alabama does not make the playoffs in the next 2 years, is DeBoer canned?
2 years of not making the playoffs. So let's just do best case scenario, not making the playoffs. That'd be 9-3, 9-3.
Yep.
So it'd be 3 9-win seasons. No, I don't think he would be canned at that point because, I mean, the playoffs are expanding. So next year, probably 9-3 would get you in. So I'd probably go to 8-4 at that point. But not in 2 years, no. Alabama is not in the firing a coach quick. They just don't do that.
Well, and at times I feel like that just puts you at a disadvantage because, one, this was my reaction the other day when we started talking about if things don't go well for Auburn this season and Hugh Freeze ends up leaving, would you rather have A, B, or C? And that's where my mind always goes. It's who's out there that would leave their current program to come to insert school that you would want as a coach. And I think that while the results on the field last year weren't, what everyone, wanted to see, I think that people are still very high on Kalen DeBoer as a coach.
RTD4 absolutely. He's gone. Andrew, no, not at 9-3. I would say this, Mike Shula even got 4 years.
Yeah. So, I mean, and
I love Mike Shula. I did his coach's show. Love Mike Shula. But, Kalen DeBoer, if he's 9-3 again this year and then 8-4 and missed the playoff all 3 of those years, that is better than where Alabama was during those times. So,
how many? Is this 4?
I would say no. I would give him another year for sure to try to make the playoffs.
Okay, I agree. I don't think I would be surprised if they got rid of him.
All right.
And then Final Four Troy said the one single stat that's going to determine Auburn's season is turnovers by Jackson Arnold.
It's not always the number of turnovers. It's when they happen.
Yep.
And didn't it seem like when Auburn was going to pull a game out last year, because they lost a lot of close games the last 2 years, and when they were going to pull a game out, did it not seem like there was always a Peyton Thorne turnover?
Oh, they came at the worst possible times, and I was actually listening to Zach Blackerby and Brad Law, I believe, was who talked about this the other day, and they brought up a stat over the past 2 seasons. I believe that I have these numbers right. Auburn is at 2-6 in one score games. So, which isn't great. And like you said, they've played a lot of close games and lost a lot of close games.
Could make it 6-2.
Right. The pick 6 was at the Oklahoma game, I think, at the very. It's just, what's going on. So, I mean, I agree, but I think turnovers last year were a problem, but got better throughout the season. Towards the end of the year, they weren't as big of a problem. What I'm more concerned about is kicking field goals was atrocious. And I mean, you're throwing a young guy to the wolves because you're not expecting Alex McPherson to, get sick like he did. And he's healthy now. He's back. And unless something unexpected happens, he should be healthy this season, which will improve that situation. And then their red zone offense. Think about how many times, you feel like you're on the goal line and you cannot get the ball in the end zone. So I feel like there's a number of things. Turnovers were definitely.
And then you rolled out
a
kicker that ended up missing a kick.
Right, exactly.
Games. Yep.
It was one thing after another, and it snowballed into just a big old disaster.
Yeah. Great questions in the chat room. One more great point made by Jay Bake over there after I tell you that in the chat room, you guys run hot a lot. If you're running too hot or too cold, our friends at Hemp Hill can get you back to normal inside your house. Hemp Hill Services there for all your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. They are a trained dealer, and they have financing available. And I love the fact that you can call them up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That emergency service is so crucial, in my opinion. 205-229-2090, 205-229-2090, or schedule an appointment at hemphillservices.com. I talk about family-oriented family businesses all the time, and that's what Hemp Hill is. And they are fast. They can diagnose any problem, oftentimes repair it the same day. Great guys that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. Hemphillservices.com. Jay Bake over there with something that I have not checked it out. I'm going to go by his stats. But if they're true, we're not talking enough about this.
Okay.
Kalen DeBoer's second year at Kalen DeBoer. Second year at Sioux Falls, championship. Second year at Fresno State, 9-3 with 2 wins over top 25 teams.
Not bad.
Second year at Washington, national championship loser, but national championship game.
Yeah.
Now second year at Alabama. It's good stuff, Jay Bake.
Yeah.
I mean, that second year for Kalen DeBoer, maybe it ends up being that good.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a good trend. He has the track record, and maybe it's just he needs a year to get settled in at whatever school he's starting at, and then year 2, he feels comfortable, he feels confident, he's got the players that he wants there, and he's been making stuff happen, so we'll see.
Yep. So that is our trip to Tuscaloosa for camp today. You'll get more on our social media platform at Next Round Live. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and see everything that Taylor, E.G., and Forrester are sending out today. Speaking of Forrester, several things that I sent him before the show as he and I try to produce the show here. One of them is something you should be excited about. I think you are. You and I were texting about it yesterday. Auburn has switched to Nike.
Yes.
Which means in their athletic department, they have closets full of old Under Armour jerseys, sweats, T-shirts, travel gear, footwear. So what do you do with all that stuff? Do you just throw them in the dumpster, Tyler? No, you do not. You have a surplus sale, and it's happening Saturday down at Beard Eves, where you can go, jump in, and get great deals. And there's even some pricing and listing on some of the things I've seen. And you can get game jerseys for football and basketball and baseball, and you can get travel sweats, that kind of stuff. You can get the T-shirts, the hats, just a bunch of stuff. I think even cleats and sneakers. There you see all the stuff they've got for you. Polo shirts for $15, dress and travel pants, bags, like travel bags and stuff.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Now, you've got plans, I've got plans, but if you're an Auburn fan and can make it down there, what would you want the most?
Well, one thing that I'm a little bit confused about is the watches. Do they get watches in their Spirit? Because what this seems like is it's Spirit Pack stuff, right?
Some of it is Spirit Pack stuff.
Or is it just general? Like, where are these watches coming from?
Some of the watches may be from bowl games.
Okay.
Insert your joke about Auburn bowl games.
No. Well, I'm genuinely that I just noticed it.
Yeah.
But I think.
But like if they got a watch in their bowl package for the Birmingham Bowl, right?
Yeah, that's a great example that you use.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm trying to think of the last bowl. Oh, Music City Bowl. My bad.
It was a literal tundra.
Does the Birmingham Bowl even give watches?
I don't know.
No way.
But
Not a chance.
There are watches, at least they were in the 90s, watches you got when you went to a bowl game. And they were not always the best watches or the best looking. They were not sporting Rolexes or anything. I don't know, Forrester, if you have any insight on these, but tell the youngs that there used to be watches given at bowl games, right?
I never got a watch.
No, not for us, but the players got the watch.
I can't say that I've seen those.
Oh.
But, so, I don't know. I'm starting to confuse myself. That's great, though. I think that socks, I've seen the basketball. I'm not speaking for myself because I don't think that
you would want socks.
Well, I mean, I don't think that I wear the same shoe size as any of these people, but what I am a big fan of is the socks. I think they're just called maybe ankle socks, but they just go up just past your ankle, but they're not like tall socks. And the basketball players will wear ones that have a little Auburn sign on. I don't know what's going to be there, but I mean, yeah, a duffel bag would be nice.
I'm a hat guy, so a $10 hat.
Yeah, Forrester, that'd be great.
Yeah, Auburn hats. But all of this stuff's going to have Under Armour on it. That doesn't bother you guys.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Because I have Auburn stuff that's Under Armour, and I'm not going to dispose of any of it.
Well, like if you got a basketball jersey, then you'd be like, oh, that's the team jersey that they had when they went to the Final Four last time.
Yeah.
So
I don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Doesn't matter. You can't be there anyway.
Yeah.
That stuff's gonna be gone so quick. And everybody's kidding me because I said Beard Eves, but that's where they're having the surplus sales in Beard Eves, right? Did I read that?
That's what I saw.
Yeah.
Probably because it's empty and
it's empty and vacant, and they can roll all that stuff in there, and you can come and pick and choose. I picture it's going to be like a yard sale. You know what I'm saying? It's basically Auburn's yard sale is what this is.
I imagine it's just going to be large boxes like we get in sometimes from our merch supplier, and there will just be a size taped on the box.
Yeah.
And then you just got to run for
Rummage.
it like you're rummaging through bins at the thrift.
Like there were places around here that I don't want to give them their names because I can't remember them, but there are places around here that just do that. They get big shipments of stuff and they throw it out. They don't stock them or anything. You just have to go through the boxes and find it.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll probably be chaos.
That's what I don't expect any of that stuff to be on hangers.
Oh, no, that would take way too long to set up. You would spend more in labor getting everything ready than you'll actually make from selling off everything.
But if you're in the area, swing by there. One other thing before we get to the top of the hour here. Oregon is got a cool throwback game this year. I think it's October 25th at Autzen Stadium when they play Wisconsin. Look at this. Back in the day at Autzen, the Grateful Dead played there back in 1978 at Autzen Stadium in Eugene. So this year against Wisconsin, they're having a Grateful Dead throwback game, and they're asking all the Oregon fans that come to the game to wear tie-dye to the game. Can you imagine what the Oregon game uniform is going to look like that day?
My.
I mean, I haven't seen them announce what the uniform will be for that, but they're having Oregon-Wisconsin on the 25th, a Grateful Dead tribute game.
It's going to be the most outrageous college football uniform ever. They already wear some, like the splatter paint, all that kind of stuff. They already wear some pretty loud uniforms.
If they're in green and gold tie-dye jerseys, watch out. Internet will break.
Watch out.
Internet
Do you
will break.
like it? I think they have too many. I mean, I get it because the whole night,
I would hate it. I'd hate it if every school did it. I'm okay with Oregon doing it because that's an Oregon thing.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I would hate it if every school did it, though.
That's fair.
I like to turn on the TV and know who I'm watching.
Yeah.
And if I don't know who I'm watching, I just assume it's Oregon and somebody.
Yeah.
Right? All right, when we come back, we head to Auburn camp in about 4 minutes. Short commercial break here. Our buddy Kyle Rush will join us. I don't have a button to button up, top button. But the barnauburn.com, we'll talk Auburn camp as it started. Our friends at Way to Wellness want to simplify your weight loss. My friend Leslie and the board-certified team, I was by there yesterday. They say, hey, everybody, thanks for coming by and thanks for your patience. A lot of you are by there every day signing up for the new plan. The website is aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. At Way to Wellness, they personalize plans that work for you. They're designed specifically for you. No cookie cutter plan. Everyone needs something different. You may want meal replacements, injection therapy. As I tell you all the time, I use these protein bars to keep me from bad snacking between meals. The website, again, at planforme.com. They have diet plans if you suffer from diabetes, if you got some heart disease, if you suffer from sleep apnea. They've got a diet plan that maybe can help you with that. No contracts, no sign-up fees. Your first consultation is free. Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Call the next round now at 205-734-0923.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shunnarah.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459 exit 31 Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Hang out with the next round on the go. Whether you're driving to work, running errands, sitting on the beach, or you just need a break from the real world, we can keep you company. Check out the next round, Mystery Fifth Hour, and our other shows on your favorite podcast app. We'll meet you there.
New Life Art is proud to announce Daniel A. Moore's upcoming Alabama basketball painting, Buzzer Beater. Closing out the regular season, Alabama and Auburn faced off in a top 10 matchup. With less than 1 second remaining in overtime and the game tied at 91, Mark Sears launched a 15-foot floater that sealed the Tide's victory. Visit DanielMooreArt.com and see the artist's preliminary sketch of this historic Bama win. And take advantage of special pre-production pricing for Buzzer Beater.
No matter the occasion, the Next Round store has you covered with whatever you need. Head over to nextround.store and start filling your cart up now. When you wear your gear, make sure to let us know by posting on socials, and you might just end up seeing yourself during a commercial break. Go browse now at nextround.store and place your order before the break ends.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
As we all know, there's no off season when it comes to college football. If you want to stay in the know with all things Auburn, join us over on thebarnauburn.com and get $25 off your annual subscription. We'll keep you up to date and give you exclusive content all the way to the first Saturday of football season on thebarnauburn.com.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, final hour of the show, always brought to you by our friends at Champy's Chicken, champyschicken.com. Fine folks on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Sterling and his family have been at the same location for over a decade, giving you that taste of the Delta magic. Not only is Champy's perfect for all your tailgating this football season, you can choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, birthday. It's great food, great people. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster.
And joining us now on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline is Kyle Rush, Charlie 5, whatever you want to call him, from thebarnauburn.com. He was at practice yesterday for Auburn. How was it? How hot was it? Is the first thing that I want to know, because EG has been sweating for the past 4 days.
I found me a good shade spot, so I kind of figured that out pretty quickly. But it was great, and I noticed that a lot of the players seemed a lot taller and bigger. I mean, I think the phrase that Hugh went with, instead of saying that, was a lot of length and girth.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Definitely noticeable yesterday. The team looked quite a bit different, so to speak.
Running backs, Taylor and I were talking about them earlier. There's no Jarquez Hunter, so it's not an easy 0.2 alpha guy. Tell me what you think of the running back room.
Yeah, so obviously Damari Alston seems like he's going to be the guy to start off with. You got three dudes with not a lot of separation between them, between Damari Alston, Jeremiah Cobb, and Darrell Robinson. I was really excited to see Jeremiah Cobb yesterday, but he's got some sort of hand, finger injury that's going to limit him a little bit in practice. So that's no good. It's not something detrimental that's going to keep him out all year, but it's fall camp. You want to get going. You want to get in the mix. This is your time to shine. It's just something that's aggravating. And then Darrell Robinson, when he first got here in, I believe, January, he had a procedure done to his foot. And reports and whatnot have seemed everything was healed. And I was really excited to see him yesterday. And he started off really hot. And then as they kind of shifted away from some of the group activities over into, more position group activities, I felt like I heard him kind of still complaining about his foot. So you got two guys that you're really depending on that are a little banged up. It's going to be a committee approach more than likely. But that's just one of those rooms that, as confident as you are as with wide receivers, quarterbacks, offensive line, defensive backs, that's one that's just sort of up in the air still, I feel like. So the two freshmen look really, really good. Omar Mabson, the kid who reclassified from Auburn High School, hometown kid, he's already up at like 215 pounds. He's built really, really well. He looks like, a sophomore or a junior already, and the kid's only 17 years old. So you got some bodies there. I think you still got a lot of question marks.
There's been a lot of talk about the offensive line. Auburn brought in a few highly rated transfer portal guys, and things seem to be on an upward trajectory there. What did you think about the defensive line yesterday after watching practice?
Offensive line or defensive line?
The defensive. I feel like we have some questions answered about the offensive line.
Yeah. So when you talk defensive line, and you talk about dudes on the line, you basically have to say everyone not named Keldrick Falk, because he's obviously the standard. If you're playing Xbox and you create a defensive lineman, it's going to look a lot like him. I mean, he looks bigger, he looks stronger, he looks faster. So that just is what it is. Okay, so when you're discussing offensive or defensive line, you basically got to acknowledge that Keldrick Falk is the standard there. But there was a lot of guys that really caught my eye. One being in particular was the transfer from Sam Houston State, Chris Murray, that Auburn got kind of late in the cycle. Again, I hate to keep going at it. One of those guys that's long and big. He's got a lot of just looks good. He looks the part. Whenever you're watching these individual drills, unless you're like an NFL scout, you probably can't tell a lot of difference from one to the other. You just can look at him and say, that guy's a player. Chris Murray's one, and then James Ash, a transfer that Auburn got from Florida A&M. Also, he's going to be more on the interior. Murray's going to be on the outside. Very, very impressive physically. They're going to have options. On the interior. Malik Blockton is kind of the consistent. He was there with all the first team reps, and then they kind of rotated in guys there with him. So I think that position beside him on the interior is still kind of up for grabs. Hugh really called out Malik Autry and Jordan Crawford as two true freshmen that, hey, if we can get bought in on 15 to 20 snaps out of those guys a game, I think you're going to be really happy from a team aspect, and obviously them being able to get their feet wet in collegiate football. So Malik Autry, true freshman, he's 6'5", 330 pounds. He's come in. He was probably a little bit overweight when he came in, and he's dropped about 30 pounds, looking really lean and good. And then Jordan Crawford, Dunaway, you remember Glenn Dorsey?
I do.
At LSU?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a carbon copy. Small, like short in stature, but as wide as a semi truck. So he's gonna be somebody that's fun to watch. And I think he's gonna make an impact early in his career.
Boy, if you get half of Glenn Dorsey out of him, you got a player right there. That guy could go. What about the linebackers? Because I've always said this, and it's changed a little bit because the defensive line has gotten so strong in the SEC. But to me, it's an edge and a linebacker league. How is Auburn at linebacker?
As the game changes and offenses become more wide open, the reality is you probably carry less linebackers than you did 10, 15 years ago. But Auburn's basically running a majority of like two linebacker sets. And based off of yesterday, if anything carries over yesterday, your starting two linebackers are Robert Woodyard and DeMarcus Riddick. They led every single drill. Robert Woodyard has changed to number 0, which automatically makes you faster and better and stronger.
Yes.
He looked really explosive at times. And then DeMarcus Riddick, up to, close to 230 pounds with his freakish athletic ability. You got a 1-2 punch right there that I think you can put up with anybody. And then after that, you brought in the transfer, Caleb Wheatland from Maryland, who's got a ton of snaps, ton of experience. He was coming in that second group. And then Xavier Atkins from the LSU transfer. He's smaller. He's, maybe 210 pounds, but blazing fast. Different skill sets, but I think you got a solid core group right there. And then you can always I still feel like the freshman Elijah Melendez at some point in time is going to probably break somebody's face mask, get a targeting penalty or something like that eventually down the road. He's just got a motor on him that is just incredible. So I think eventually he can work his way into the lineup. You just don't have a lot of those guys out on the field right now, like as far as in those type of defensive formations, because everybody's spread open, spread wide. So, but the two you have out there, Woodyard is one that every year you say, this is the year. This is his year. I actually do think this is his year. He signed actually with Brian Harsin. So he's been here a minute, Mobile kid, been pulling for him, and I think he's ready to go. He looks ready to go.
Cam Coleman seemed to turn the corner at the end of last season. I know he was dealing with a little bit of an injury, but he seemed to make a jump over the last 3 games of Auburn's season. And Eric Singleton comes in. All of your big name guys return. You really don't lose anyone out of that room. How much of a difference, how much of an improvement, a jump did you notice from those young guys? And then Eric Singleton Jr., did you see the speed yesterday?
It's funny. It's funny you said that. So where the media were viewing the practice, you're kind of in the end zone, so to speak, of the side of the practice field. So we're right there by the wide receivers, and I probably heard it at least 3 times. Like some staff member, whether it be a coach or a support staff, they come by and they're like, "Looks different, doesn't it? It looks a lot different." Those guys are much bigger. Perry Thompson is very, very impressive physically, and he actually, when they went to actually team offense, surprisingly, Perry went out with the first team. So it was Perry, Malcolm, and then Singleton in the slot. Options, size, and athleticism is something that Auburn hasn't seen in quite some time. Eric Singleton was working primarily in the slot, and he was also working at punt return, which is, for Auburn fans, when typically the team punts to you, you're what's going through your mind, the first thing is just catch it. Please, God, just catch it. Now you may have a guy back there that can, flip a field. So he's going to be very, very fun to watch.
All right. He's Kyle Rush, thebarnauburn.com and all the other places that you see them. We appreciate you, man. Thanks for jumping on with us and giving us the insight. We'll see you down the road at a practice or a stadium very soon, or heck, the way you button up that top button there, maybe on a golf course or something.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Kyle Rush, man, on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorney Hotline, updating us on what we saw at Auburn in the first camp down there, and you can go see all of his stuff over at thebarnauburn.com. The show being brought to you by the fine folks who saved Lance's hair and are working to save Brownie's hair right now. For 2 decades of services, you get Dr. B, Dr. Michael Beckenstein, right there with his wonderful hair preservation that you get there with Dr. B. Hair restoration for Lance and Ryan. We talk about it all the time here, and Dr. B handles a variety of treatments that you can see them all set up, and also set up a consultation right there at his website, msbmd.com, msbmd.com. It was too late for me. People always ask, why don't you use Dr. B? Well, I was already too old, and he can't make anything grow in our desert, basically what he told me. But if you get there soon enough, like with Lance, he can save you. And he literally kept Lance from going bald, and he's doing it for Brown right now. Several treatments tailored to your needs, including the laser treatment that you see on your screen. All from Dr. B at his website, msbmd.com, msmb.com. All right, I asked you earlier, best stadium songs for you in college football. You got to hear Rocky Top in person last year when I took you on the road to the Bama-Tennessee game. I don't want to influence your rankings, but when that whole stadium, I mean, forget when they get a first down and the band plays Rocky Top. But after a touchdown in a big game, when you've got 100,000 people singing, "Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee." I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah. That made my list. That's on my list.
Okay.
I didn't rank them though. Again, I didn't do like 1 through 5, but
you don't have to rank them.
Okay, we're highlighting.
Yeah.
We're highlighting here.
We're not doing Mount Rushmore. So if you got more than 4, less than 4, that's fine.
I have 2 for LSU, which I don't know. Okay, Neck, obviously that's the one that everyone's gonna think of. But is Colin Baton Rouge does that fall into this category?
Oh, 100%. In fact.
So they just have 2.
Yeah. In fact. Colin Baton Rouge, when they play that, help me out, LSU fans in the chat. I know they play it at least once pregame. I think they do it a little bit at some point during the game, too. They do it again, maybe at the end of the third quarter going to the fourth. Neck is good, but to me, Colin Baton Rouge hits me more than it does.
Well, I feel like that's more
Neck.
What's the word?
Family friendly.
Yeah, well, yeah, that as well.
Yeah.
But when it just makes you feel.
It feels like it's a Saturday night in the SEC.
Yeah. There's I don't know what word I'm trying to think of, but I agree with that, and it's also more family friendly. Yes. Dixieland Delight. Wait, where's your hat?
You put it on the list?
Yeah.
You put it on the list, Taylor Corn?
Yes. Does that surprise you? Did you think I was just going to boycott it because of Alabama?
Well, I knew it would be on a lot of people's list because one thing I've learned that when you people at Auburn and you people at Tennessee beat Alabama, Forrester, what do they like to do? They like to take Dixieland Delight and sing it at Alabama, right? They start singing it and they do the "We Just Beat the Hell Out of You" and all that stuff too. But I think Dixieland Delight makes the list.
Yeah,
that's a great moment.
It is, and think about all the videos. I feel like, Rocky Top probably falls into this category too, and then Swag Surf. But I feel like during the season, those are what you see the most of on the internet. These great videos that are, they'll give you chills sometimes, maybe.
So does Swag Surf make your list?
It does, but I feel like that's not. A lot of these I feel like are. I'm trying to think of that word again. That hasn't been around forever.
It isn't.
It's a more
like I noticed it during the Harsin years the most.
I don't know.
In basketball.
I don't know exactly when they started it, but it's good. It looks cool in the stadium when they turn on they'll either put like the blue lights on or they'll, it gets dark. It looks cool, but that's not one of those historic one of those historic things, but it's
is, not like AUBURN.
Right, correct. But it's the atmosphere in the stadium when they start playing the song is great. And that's my list. So LSU took up 2 spots on my 5.
Of your 5? So it's those 2, Rocky Top, Dixieland Delight, and you put Swag Surf on there? Yeah. What's the one they play at South Carolina?
Sandstorm.
Oh. Forrester, you've been there for games, haven't you?
Yes.
What do you think of that?
It's so obnoxious. And I hate techno music too, so that doesn't help.
What about
Sandstorm's only good if you're going to play like laser tag.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of others around the league that Florida, I know it's relatively new. But Don't Back Down going into the fourth quarter is pretty darn good.
Yeah. It's just kind of slow.
It is. But when
it's a cool moment though in the stadium. It is.
Yeah.
I mean when the crowd is singing like for a beat at Alabama, Mr. Brightside was really, really cool.
Yeah.
But Michigan has sort of taken that, and that is sort of their song now, right? And the crowd does it better at Michigan games than they do at Alabama, which I know it's odd because it's like, a voyeuristic song. You're watching your girlfriend kiss another guy and blah, 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 blah. But however it transpires into sports, I don't know. But everybody's dancing around. Pretty cool in Tuscaloosa, too, when they sing Friends in Low Places.
Yeah.
But it's not really
their thing.
It's their thing. One that doesn't get talked about a lot. In Starkville, going to the fourth quarter when they play Don't Stop Believing, and everybody gets the lights out there. That's really, really good.
I don't know if I've watched that or seen videos of that.
Really, really good.
What about
trying to think of what they do at Ole Miss, but I can't.
I don't know.
I can't think of Ole Miss or Texas A&M or Texas.
They
or
just
Oklahoma.
like to saw varsity's horns off at A&M.
Yeah, they saw. Those are really traditional there. Anyway, fun times in the SEC.
Yeah, what came to my mind initially, and it's not an SEC thing, but Jump Around, and then I was at Tyler Booker last year. That was like unimpressed.
Yeah,
I was not impressed by it.
Well, and what? I mean, they were getting their eyes beat out.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure Tyler and the Bama guys got to see the best of Jump Around.
Probably not.
But see, much like the reverse Dixieland Delight, Alabama's players knew it was coming, and they were up so much that they started
jumping around.
It almost fired them up for another quarter of beatdown in that game. So when you've got something cool, and you do it during the game, when you lose, it always comes back to haunt you.
Always
comes back to haunt you. The show being brought to you in part today by our friends right there at New York Butcher Shop. 2 great locations of New York Butcher. Open 10 a.m. or open now till 7 o'clock at night. I want to tell you this week, I've been emphasizing this all week long. When you're driving home and you don't have a plan for dinner, New York Butcher Shop's open until 7 o'clock. 2 locations, Cahaba Heights and right there on 119 just off Highway 280. Certified Angus beef, high choice and prime, ready to go, always freshly cut to guarantee juicy and delicious results. They offer great pork chops, pastured raised chicken, in-house made sausage, and some of the favorites that you hear LT talk about a lot, prepared entrees and dips. nybutcher.com, nybutcher.com. Go say hi to Jim and the guys. Cahaba Heights or on Highway 119. And don't forget those deli sandwiches for lunch today. New York Butcher Shop right there. Let's see.
Living on a Prayer, yeah.
Yeah, Living on a Prayer at Auburn.
Yeah.
Oh, they do that still?
They, yeah, but the big thing right now is swag serve.
Yeah.
That's the,
The during 2010, it was All We Do Is Win. I associate when I hear that song today, like if it still comes on, if I'm listening to one of the Sirius XM channels, the 10 spot, I think it is, the 10 spot, and it'll come on. All I do is win.
Yeah.
The hands go up. I
Eagle.
instantly think about Auburn and Cam Newton in that national championship.
Yeah.
So that means I listen to about 7 seconds of the song, and I'm like,
next.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
That
New
also,
channel. Go to Highway.
That song also isn't very, you can't play that much now.
Yeah. Oh, because Auburn's winning set has changed?
Yeah. I mean, imagine if you can't play that in the stadium right now.
Good
It would
point.
be very confusing.
Good point. NFL football tonight, Chargers and Lions, 7 o'clock on NBC. There was one other thing I want to get to before we take our break, get to our final segment today. Oh, this is really cool. I don't have any details. Maybe Tyler can search it for me. But Forster, I sent you, and I think this is real. Forster has called me out this week on falling for some bad websites.
I haven't shot this one down yet.
The state of Colorado,
oh gosh,
over I-25 is building.
This is weird.
Building a wildlife walkway. Look at how massive this is, to allow wildlife to cross the interstate safely. Now, we have a lot of deer problem here, but like cattle crossing, wild horses, or anything that you need to get from one side to the other, or just animals in general. I don't know how the animals will know to go there, but it's the largest wildlife walkway overpass in the history of the world is being built right there in Colorado. And I'm told it's actually being built. Is it wrong? Am I wrong? Is it really in the works? Tyler, what can you tell me?
So this is a sort of rendering for what the wildlife walkway overpass would look like. You've got a protection wall so they don't hop over and get onto the interstate. You've got a nice little just walkway for them, plenty of room.
Made of grass and stuff?
Yeah, and then it looks like says fill slope. Okay.
Yep. So it walks them up in a very nice sloping way.
And then you've got fences on the side.
But I always wonder, I mean, I guess if we got cattle ranches and stuff. I understand if you've got cattle, if you own land on both sides of the interstate and I need to get my cattle on one side or the other, this would be cool. But who's using this? I mean, how are we going to teach the animals to go right here?
They'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think they'll just find out if their buddies on the other side, they're going to want a way to get over there.
When do they figure it out, Tyler? Like, it gets into their DNA by 2050?
Well, they turn to the left and there's a fence, so they can't go that way.
Okay.
So they turn to the right and there's another fence, so they can't go that way either. But
Don't those fences have to be taller, though?
Got to be taller.
Yeah, I would think 5 feet is a bit short. It says 5 feet for the wall. Is that an 8 right here for the fence?
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I got some athletic deers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still feel like 8 still not tall enough.
I think what Forrester is saying, fast forward to a trash story in the future when deer jumps off wildlife overpass into a truck, killing 2.
Well, that was my biggest concern at first when you pulled it up. I was like, what if a large animal topples over the side?
Yeah. High fences for the large animal, but the athletic ones, the 5-star ones.
Yeah.
Look out for those. I just thought it was weird that of all the things, that's the things we build.
Yeah. Like, how big of a necessity is it?
I don't know. Maybe it is for those people in that area of I-25 in Colorado.
Some people in the chat said that there's another one that got built in Florida, I believe, and it cut down a lot of animal deaths by automobile.
Oh, well, good.
That cuts down on insurance costs for us and also just injuries and stuff like that.
So in Florida, is it alligators and what? I mean, being stereotypical here, what's crossing there's not,
I assume just deer and elk and that sort of thing.
I don't know.
Well, then, heck, we need it here because it scares me to death on 280
Although
when I'm driving back
I did
at
see
night.
a giraffe in Panama City once.
Oh.
Running wild?
He was in a backyard.
What? Wait, what?
There used to be one north of town here.
Hey, check this out. Here's one in Florida.
Oh, and that's already built?
Yep.
Okay. That's a lot skinnier, not as wide.
Yeah.
Yeah. That looks like it's just a sidewalk for the neighborhood to run through.
It does.
That's all they need.
Yep.
Interesting.
Just to get to the other side of the interstate.
I can see me running through there, running past gators and snakes and other deers and stuff. Interesting world we live in. When we come back, we'll do trash. We'll do our Bo Tender moment of the day. Show being brought to you by Michelson Laser Vision. If Lance would here right now, he would tell you with his 2015 Fighter Pilot Vision that it was one of the best decisions he ever made to call Dr. Mark Michelson and Dr. Jennifer Michelson. They're the leaders in the field of LASIK surgery. It's been that way for decades here in Birmingham. We're so lucky to have them here. And you can get all the details about all the services they offer MichelsonLaserVision.com, MichelsonLaserVision.com to see their services and get that consultation just like I did. I wasn't a candidate, but Lance was and others, most people are, that you can get this life-changing surgery that could make you get rid of those glasses forever. MichelsonLaserVision.com. One more segment to go. Stay with us.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shunnarah.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
It's time to pull the trigger on the Next Round merch that you've been eyeing. We know there's a lot to choose from at nextround.store, so here's a few of our favorite picks. If you want to match LT and Brown, go with the TNR logo hoodie and throw in one of Dunaway's favorite hats. Any of them will do. The Backroom's go-to is the classic logo t-shirt, while my personal favorite is the light blue TNR crew neck. All of these items can be found at nextround.store and are EG approved. Rest assured, your order will be packed with lots of love from us here at the Next Round. Head over to nextround.store to start filling up your cart.
This hour of the Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
The World Wide Web is a large place. Find all your favorite people and content in the same spot. NextRoundLive.com is full of wonderful tidbits about the show you know and love. Find our gear, listen to your favorite personalities, follow our socials, and enjoy your trip to NextRoundLive.com.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
All right, final segment of the day brought to you in part by the people that bring us the final hour. Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken in Alabaster. They bring you the final hour of the show. Fantastic fried chicken that is brined overnight and cooked to order with all the great homemade sides and dessert. Champy's right there on Highway 119 in Alabaster. A great dine-in experience for food and drink, but also easy-to-go orders at champy'schicken.com, champy'schicken.com. Don't forget the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster for all your tailgating needs this season. A couple of things before we get to trash. A little early today. Let's see.
I have an update on the Tank Jones. Apparently he's committing at what I saw was around 12:20 Central Time, so right after the show, on the Pat McAfee show.
Oh, so on the McAfee show, but after at 12:20. Okay, I kept looking. I was refreshing my Hayes Fawcett timeline.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure Hayes already knows where he's going. Do y'all ever think about that? If you don't know who Hayes Fawcett is, works with On3 Sports, and he's always the guy with the cool graphic when somebody commits. And I always wonder, if I ever see Hayes again, or we ever DM each other again, I'm going to ask him, do you know in advance, or do you mock up 3 different ones? Like today, does he have a Tank Jones, Alabama, Oregon, and Texas A&M 3 different ones? That's 3 times the work.
I feel like he knows. I feel like he's built a reputation to where they can trust him.
Right.
The players can trust him, and they know that he's not going to, take away from their moment of announcing their commitment. But I do feel like he knows, and his story is cool too. Hayes' story of
what is it for those that don't know?
He started, I believe all of these details are correct. He started in high school. I don't know where he went to high school, but he started doing it for the kids at his high school. I think the basketball and football players, he just offered, he had an interest in graphic design. So he was like, hey, if you want me to make you something just for fun, once you decide where you're going to play, I will. And then now it's obviously grown into he's the one that everyone goes to when someone's making an announcement.
Yeah. In fact, it's still pinned at the top of his Twitter, April 5th, 2016. If anyone ever needs a top schools edit or a commitment edit, hit me up. I will make them on the spot, praying emoji hand. So that was what? That's over 9 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's turned it into a career now. And I have a whole column on my Twitter feed, my X feed of Hayes Fawcett. He keeps me updated in recruiting.
Yeah.
He and Joe Tipton are my 2 recruiting guys, football and basketball. And I just wait for them to send out a cool graphic.
Yeah.
Until there's a graphic, I don't believe it.
Yeah, they do a great job.
Yeah. So, but if you're 5-star edge, Anthony Tank Jones down at St. Paul in Mobile, a lot of people had him penciled to Alabama for weeks, months. But the belief is that he'll end up being an Oregon Duck today. Some people even believe Texas A&M is closest in the running than Alabama. But we'll see when it's all said and done in about 40 minutes or so from now. All right, before we get to trash, I'll tell you the show brought to you in part by our friends at Gutter Cap. Stay off the ladder and get your gutters cleaned one last time by the professionals at Gutter Cap Birmingham. Chris Stewart, C-Stew, and his crew will come out, clean out those gutters, and then cap them, and you'll never have to worry about them again. This will add value to your home and prevent a big pain in your butt every fall. And fall's coming quick. Football starts tonight, so call C-Stew today for that free evaluation. GutterCapBirmingham.com. GutterCapBirmingham.com. Unbeatable protection, long-lasting durability, and a lifetime warranty. GutterCapBirmingham.com. Tyler, hit the open, my man.
Now, the women love you when you get out there. Why do you think that is?
What'd you say?
The women love you when you get out there.
Why is that, ladies?
Well, I'm asking you.
Huh? Because I look
Why do you think
good.
that is? You
I
look
smell good. I
Yeah.
feel good.
And you sing good.
And make love good.
Oh, well, there we are. We don't have to ask anybody else. We got that from the source. There you are.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Tyler's been handling all the trash this week with LT on vacation. LT Brownie back with you on Monday after the well-deserved vacation. Getting energized coming up for this upcoming football season. Tyler, what do you have for us today, bro?
Alrighty.
Bro.
How much have you guys spent on breakfast? What's the most you've ever spent?
Oh, individually?
Yeah, just for your meal, not for like a character breakfast with the whole family at Disney or anything.
I tell you, I probably can. I mean, I can have a cocktail or two at breakfast. Which reminds me, on my golf trip, my buddy Henny, who lives outside of Chicago, he would make this Malibu rum, orange juice, topped with a cool Sprite, splash of Sprite. It was his hangover remedy or get us going remedy before golf.
Yeah.
And so every morning of the golf trip, I chose that over a Bloody Mary. But I can have a Bloody Mary. I can do that cocktail. Maggie loves it, the mimosa. So you throw one or two of those in there, you can get those up there. But if I go non-alcohol, I think I've hit $30 before, but breakfast is usually pretty cheap. What about you?
There's a place in Birmingham that does, which I don't know if this falls into the category of what you're looking for, Tyler, but they do I guess it's like an all-you-can-eat type thing, but it's basically you pay one set price, and then they have this menu, and you can just order whatever you want off of it. And there's no limit. So you could order one of everything. And sometimes me and my friends will go. And they do bottomless mimosas.
I'm going to need to know where this place is.
Yeah.
And it's okay. I believe it's $40, which might sound expensive for breakfast, but we will stay for hours. And you just get kind of a plate to share. And you just sit there, you drink a mimosa, you hang out. If it's nice out, you sit outside. So I thought that was a good deal. I told my mom about it, and she was like, that's very expensive for breakfast. But you get...
But not if you're getting bottomless mimosas. If you got
have
breakfast
two
and
of
two
those at a
mimosas.
regular place.
That's right. Two mimosas and that, you're paying more than $40.
Right. And if you stay into like the early lunch hour, then you're eating breakfast and lunch. I don't know. It's fun.
Well, do not tell my wife about this place, because her and her friends will sit down. They'll play Scrabble and eat breakfast and drink mimosas all morning.
We get comfortable there. We
Yeah.
sit down and we're staying for a while. So that's probably the most I've spent.
My wife and her friends, they won't even tell me they're going to breakfast anymore, because I have anxiety about the wait staff wanting to, turn over tables so they can make a living. And she tells me about them sitting down and taking up a breakfast table for 90 minutes, 2 hours, playing Scrabble, eating breakfast and talking. And I'm like, Maggie Dunaway, that's out of the, and they're like, I tipped them, baby, like tables turned over 3 or 4 times. And I'm like, okay, make sure you're doing that, because I get anxiety about taking too long.
Oh my.
Well, all of that was just to say that IHOP has introduced these new Dubai chocolate pancakes. They're trying to get in on the TikTok craze of putting pistachio in chocolate. And I don't know why this became so popular, but it has absolutely ruined the pistachio market. Prices have inflated for pistachios now, and there's shortages worldwide.
Okay, because everybody's trying to do this trend, so that we're short on pistachios, and now they're very expensive. Okay.
Yes, it has caused inflation in the pistachio market.
And this is called the
Dubai chocolate. You see a lot of like knockoffs being sold in gas stations. I didn't know there were knockoff candy bars, but now that's a thing. And these pancakes are worth about $100.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Who's going to order these at IHOP?
Well, so the way they're doing this release, they call it the Luxe Dubai Chocolate Pancake. And they said it is truly a luxurious and exquisite version of the breakfast staple and the most expensive item they've ever made. There's, like I said, Dubai chocolate, and then it's also got another Dubai chocolate bar on top. Madagascar.
Your mouth just watered, though, didn't it? As you were reading that, I heard your mouth water.
I would like some pancakes.
Yeah, I hear you. Go ahead.
Madagascar vanilla-infused whipped cream and a shaving of edible 24-karat gold flakes valued at $3,000 an ounce. These won't be available nationwide, and apparently you won't have to pay anything for them at all. They're giving away free tastes of them at 3 locations in New York, LA, and Austin on August 4th, and only cooking 25 stacks of them.
So they're not going to be an item on the menu.
Yeah,
it's just like a one-time event.
Exactly. It's a limited time offer because I don't know how many people would walk into an IHOP and say, let me drop $100.
Yeah, no.
And them trying to call it a luxurious experience. I'm like, okay, well, sitting in the booth next to me is probably a 4-year-old throwing eggs at his mom.
That's right.
This is not a luxurious experience if you're going to IHOP.
Yeah, it's not a luxurious experience if the person next to you has a Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity.
Yeah, no.
Hey, don't knock those, by the way.
They're tasty.
They were big on the Dunaway breakfast plan when Harper was young. So help me out again, because remember, I'm not from your generation. Dubai chocolate is a bar that I can buy at local stores? I've never heard of this.
Yes, you can buy it at local stores, and it's way more expensive than other chocolate. I'm not even sure if that chocolate's good. I know the pistachio in the chocolate's what everybody's going crazy for.
So it's got pistachio in that chocolate, because it looks like a souped-up Reese's cup that has been sliced in half.
Yeah.
Is it peanut butter on the inside?
I don't think there's any peanut butter in there. It's just chocolate and pistachio, and then there's some hazelnut infused in there.
And gold.
And you got some more pistachio goop drizzled
But in
on the
that candy
sides.
bar thing, what's in the middle of the chocolate? Is that not peanut butter?
Pistachio.
Pistachios.
That's all pistachio?
All pistachio filling.
That's a lot of pistachio.
That is. Okay. I get it now. All right. I may try one of those, though. I can get it at a gas station.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying it, but I think they're hard to get. Because,
Okay.
like I said, the pistachio market's nuts these days.
So it's not going to be at my Raceway today.
Maybe not.
Okay.
I've seen like some of the gas stations.
Buc-ee's?
What's that?
Buc-ee's? Would it be at Buc-ee's today?
I bet Buc-ee's would have it.
Okay.
Or their own version of it. You can get some.
Yeah.
The middle is buck nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get it at Target.
Beaver nuggets.
Target?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
All right, moving on to the next story in the world of energy drinks.
Uh-oh. Taylor may have clued me in on what's happening here. Let's hear this.
A recall has been issued for these blue raspberry Celsius energy drinks after there was a bit of a packaging order mix-up.
Uh-oh.
Some of these that were distributed have High Noon vodka seltzer in there and not Celsius energy drink.
Oh, game changer.
Yeah.
So people are getting these, cracking them open. It's like, whoa, that's not energy drink.
That is a lawsuit waiting to happen right there, because if I pound a Celsius or two and then I'm driving.
Yeah. Then you get pulled over. I swear, officer.
I've just had the Celsius. I smell alcohol. No, I just had the Celsius.
But also, how do you get them all back? If they're just in stores, how do you know which ones are contaminated?
They didn't say. They said it was shipped. These were ones shipped to retailers in Florida, New York, Ohio, South Carolina, Virginia, and Wisconsin between July 21st and 23rd. And it's only this sparkling blue raz Astro Vibe with a silver top.
Okay.
So I guess instead of a black ring right here, you got a silver ring. And that's how you know you should probably check to make sure you don't have vodka in your energy drink.
Yeah, that's
now. See, I've never tasted a Celsius, so I wouldn't know what they're supposed to taste like. But if you drink Celsius, you probably can tell the difference, right?
I mean, I feel like even if you don't, you would know the difference just
Right.
because, like, this is blue raspberry flavor, not vodka flavor.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you, Todd.
I would think you'd figure it out pretty quick.
Yeah, well, High Noon doesn't always taste like vodka to me. It tastes like citrus.
High Noon.
Yeah, it tastes like High Noon, whichever
I haven't
flavor
had
I
High
chose.
Noon.
Oh, they're
Okay,
good.
then you shut your pie hole. I know what I'm talking about with High
Oh,
Noons.
guys.
Final story of the day.
By the way, it's a shorter toss for you to hit your camera.
Yeah,
than Lance.
yeah, it
Lance
is.
has a longer throw. When you hit yours dead on, don't flex like you've been flexing all week.
You're crazy.
All right, Michael Jackson's dirty sock
Oh, God.
Oh no, thank you.
sold at auction for $8,000.
Oh,
Why?
it's his dirty sock.
Yeah, it's a dirty sock he performed in, and it was found discarded near Jackson's dressing room after the concert in the southern city of Nimes in July 1997. And apparently, Michael Jackson was big on these just like white athletic crew socks, but like just bedazzling them with rhinestones.
This looks like one of those socks where if you picked it up, it wouldn't move. It looks like
Yeah,
it's crusted into that form.
It's stiff, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
It does
absolutely.
look pretty nasty. But Jackson can be seen wearing these socks in clips of him performing the song Billie Jean on the His Story World Tour. And now, decades later, this is covered in stains, and it's yellowed because of age.
Yeah, sure has.
It was initially valued between $3,400 and $4,500, but ended up going for $8,800 at the Nimes auction house. A Macau gaming resort in 2009 paid $350,000 for a glittery glove that Jackson wore when he first performed the moonwalk, and a hat sold for more than $80,000 from being worn just before that performance.
So-
would you guys ever pay for like a crazy memorabilia piece like this?
Not
So
a
I
dirty
could-
sock.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay for clothes. I would want like a signed album, a signed poster, something to display. What do you do with the sock?
I wouldn't want it. A. B, I would need to see Michael Jackson or whomever. I mean, it could be Sydney Sweeney's sock. I would need to see her taking the sock off to know for sure, because this was discarded near his locker.
Yeah.
It could have been the guy who was sweeping the floor that night who took that off, or it could have been anything. It could have been anybody's sock that was outside. So we don't know it's Michael Jackson's sock, by the way. Let's just say that right off the bat.
Well, that's what confuses me about this kind of stuff, where, like Tyler said, it's a sock.
Yeah.
We could go to Michael's and get a sock, or to Target and get a sock, and then go get those rhinestones and rub it in the dirt sit it out for a while and sell it. But also, what do you do with this? I understand that museums and in random places like that have, a sock or a shoe or something. But like, what if you bought that and brought it home?
Your point is that would not have made the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame any better for me, seeing that sock in a display.
But what is a human going to do? Just an individual?
Just frame it and picture of Michael Jackson and hang it up, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why they spend so much money on this.
I don't either. I wouldn't do it.
Like I've got autographed baseballs. That's about the only thing I have autographed. And I got them when I was younger. Roger Clemens, Nolan Ryan, I don't know what they're good for. I don't know why I keep them. I mean, they sit out and draw dust, get dust in my sports room, and that's it. I continue to think about doing this, getting a couple of pictures over the years of me doing the Nick Saban show and putting them into a frame.
Yeah.
Making one big picture out of them at a local place and put them in a frame and have him sign it, with a little message, and then hang that up. Well, that would mean something to me. It's a picture of me and him together with a short little message for him. That's framed in something, but just an autograph.
What do you think his message would say?
Couldn't have done it without you.
You think? And he would write that and mean it.
Yeah, couldn't. Well, I would have sent it. Remember me, I'm Jim. Couldn't have done it without you. Roll Tide, Nick Saban.
Oh, so you would send him a script?
No.
I'm kidding.
Not me. Anything else, Tyler?
That's all I got today.
All right, that's Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Great folks at Adams Beverage bringing you Bud Light from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studio. Always a lot of fun there. Before we get to our Bo Tender moment of the day, a couple other sports things that are going on out there. NFL football happening tonight with the Chargers and Lions at 7 o'clock on NBC. But Trey Hendrickson did go to camp with no deal yet with the Bengals. $16 million he's getting paid last year of a contract. The Bengals have been reluctant to give him a long-term contract. They're far apart on the deal there. He's going into his age 31 year. I didn't know that early when this contract dispute started. 31 for an edge rusher, even though he's one of the best in the game. He was the runner-up last year when it came to Defensive Player of the Year in the AFC. But he's going to be 31. I don't know if I want to sign him to a long-term contract at that position. I rarely side with the Bengals here. I'd almost let this one play out and then
invest in some youth.
Shamar Stewart, they did a little bit on the defensive line. 31's that age that, I mean, I don't expect you to get any better after 31.
Yeah. I mean, and that's a valid point, in my opinion.
Yep. Cam Ward, if you're a Titans fan, said yesterday after practice, our offense has been very mid so far. Some of that starts with me. I like that kid's attitude so far with the Titans. Cam Ward.
Yeah.
I like the way he's handling camp. In basketball, Billy Donovan contract extended by the Chicago Bulls. I always thought Billy Donovan would come back and coach in college again. I guess that's not going to happen. Forrester, when he left Florida, did you think Billy Donovan would one day come back and coach college again?
Yeah, I mean, how great of an NBA coach has he been?
He hasn't. I mean, he's done okay at times.
Right.
He's had tough jobs.
Yeah, I guess I haven't been that locked into his NBA career, but I mean, it doesn't seem like he's really torn it up. So yeah, I guess I'm surprised that he hasn't by now.
Yeah, but
taken one of these jobs.
But a couple of national championships back to back. The last team to go back to back, still, right? The Florida Gators, yep. Billy Donovan's team. I thought he would come back to college at some point. And that gets us to our Bojangle Tender Moment of the Day, brought to you by our friends at Bojangles. 7 sauces that will definitely add a little extra flavor to your day, including the creamy ranch, hand-breaded tenders with your favorite sauce. It is Bo time. And our Bo Tender Moment of the Day is a little news. It is time for Taylor Corn to move on to the next chapter of her professional career. Tell us what's happening.
Yeah, this is sad a little bit. It's one of those things where you say all good things must come to an end, I would say. And today's my last day here. I am exploring some other opportunities. It's been so fun though. So that's what makes it, you know, that you've been in a good spot when it makes you sad to leave. And this was my first job after college, so this is all I've known in the working world, and it's been so fun. It's been so enjoyable.
I think Lance said it best, right? Thanks for the laughs, right?
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of laughs, a lot of road trips, a lot of late nights, early mornings, and it's been great. It's been great. It's been so fun.
Pull that video up, the helmet video again. Can we get the helmet video again, Tyler? I forget what number it is. I think it's 16. Just watch Brown laughing in the background. Listen to Brown.
Do a quick headbutt.
Look at that. Look at Brown.
That is targeting.
He's making sure EG doesn't have a concussion, probably.
Well, nobody was worried about you.
Yeah, because I was the assaulter.
Yeah, you were the aggressor.
Or the aggressor.
Brown had to check on you first. So
yeah, oh my gosh, I should have apologized to EG when she was on.
So those are the kind of laughs we've had. Before we got some pictures of the time. I just want to say your passion, your work ethic, the laughs and the fun, your family and what you and your family have meant to us up here, meant so much to us. And as we started going to the stadiums and the arena together, or when I'd go without you and I would show up and people like Steven or Aaron would say, no Taylor tonight? And I'd be like, nope, just me. And they'd be like disappointed that there was no Taylor tonight. Or I'd show up at Auburn and Stephen Pearl would be like, no Taylor tonight. And I'd be like, nope, just me, Stephen. The respect that you earned from those folks at Alabama and Auburn and other media people like Brandon Marcello, who was on with us earlier, just shows us the kind of job you did while you were operating the brand. And I know I speak for the guys who wish they could be here and everybody in the back room and the whole organization. Thank you very much for what you did for the brand, because you took our brand the next round. You were our first social media director, and you took it to thousands and millions of other people that didn't know what the next round was. And we are forever thankful for that.
Well, y'all did so much for me.
Well, I'm not saying that. You know me. I know we did a lot for you.
Yeah, I mean, I've learned so much. And like I said, this is my first job out of college other than babysitting.
Right.
And it's been, I mean, I hate
babysitting. Sort of, you ended up doing a little bit of that with me up here for sure.
No. But I mean, I've learned a lot. Y'all have given me so many opportunities.
First credential ever.
Yeah.
Tip off 2023 right there.
Yeah. 2000. Yeah. Oh my gosh, my parents, the greatest people on the planet.
Yeah. There's Don and Gina who came to so many remotes. Oh, you had fans up here when you came by. Hit that video, Forrester. You have a video of them all put together. Who's that on the beach with? Is that
Carrie. That's Carrie.
Oh, that's Carrie.
Yeah, y'all know Carrie.
Yeah. He threw all these together for you. There's you working the sidelines up in the middle. You and Lance on a boat at the Floribama. You at the Final Four, and then on that one. You and Forrester are working that table in the middle there. You at Talladega.
This guy needs to be here. Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln.
Look how tiny he was.
The courtside seats there that we had that night. There. SEC, not SEC Media Days. Oh, yeah, in Dallas.
Yeah.
With all of us at that table. That's one of the kickoff parties there where we were talking to our fans. You and Hugh Freeze, you and Nate Oates.
Me and Dunaway.
Yeah, a lot of me and Dunaways there. So thank you, Taylor.
Thank you all
for all you did for the brand, man. We appreciate you, and good luck in the next chapter. Will you keep us updated on where you end up next? Okay.
I'm getting emotional.
That's okay. We want you to get emotional.
But I will.
You promise?
Of course.
First job after college, and we appreciate everything you did. I love y'all. You want me to give you this hat? Yeah. All right, Taylor. I promised I wouldn't cry, so here we go. Taylor Corn, thank you very much. That's our show today. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America. You're off.